Okay, hello everyone. Thank you so much for being here early and helping me get numbers up at the start of stream. That definitely makes a big difference, is what I've been told. So, really appreciate you guys coming to help support. And if anyone wants to draw, for coming to draw too. For those who don't know what we do here at the Art Gym, it is a morning warm-up session that I've been doing for the past year or so on Twitch to just encourage other artists to do studies, to do the thing that we all kind of avoid. Most of us don't love doing studies. We always want to do the imaginative drawing, the fun stuff. But studying stuff that you're not normally drawing and thinking about shapes and forms and anatomy that you don't normally think about is how you get better as an artist. And this is something I need to work on, is pushing myself more. So I'm just kind of inviting you all to be my accountability partner in that. So anyone who's lurking or drawing along, thank you. Even outside of the partner push, it really does keep me kind of expanding my skill set and challenging myself. And I do want to point out that this is the theme, right? Anytime we do the Art Gym, this is our mantra. So whatever I'm studying is always speaking this. We're here to get the bad drawings out. So whether you're new to art or you're a seasoned veteran but you don't often draw whatever it is we're drawing, it's kind of just a personal challenge. Like, we're here to struggle together. Like, we're gonna make some bad drawings, and that's just what we're all embracing, and it's okay. Everyone's definition of bad is obviously subjective, but the point is you can't get to the good stuff without getting through the bad stuff first. That's just how it goes with skill building in anything, and it's especially prevalent in art because you have to kind of make yourself struggle in order to get better. So anyway, thank you to anybody who wants to hang out and help with any of that. And again, if you are trying to help with the push or trying to do any kind of lurking, here is how you can make that happen. You can just follow like what it says there in the chat. Just basically lurk, or aka hang out with the video unmuted. You can mute the tab, but just not the actual player. And hopefully we'll get there. I'm pretty sure that we are in the second half of the push, if I'm doing math right. Now, I am a little confused. In the application thing, it says you have to have 8 streams in 2 30-day blocks that hit a 75 viewer average. So if they're counting streams and not days of streaming, then we already hit that actually for the first block, because my first stream that hit over 75 was actually back in May 19th. So if that's true, then that means I hit it on the 4th of this month already. So that's cool. But if it means 8 days of streaming, then my whole 2 streams a day thing for Mondays and Wednesdays has kind of complicated that. So that means that even though I would do 2 streams a day, it would only count as 1. So I need some clarity on that probably. I got to do some research or maybe ask some folks, maybe even reach out to Twitch. I don't know. But if that's true, then if we can maintain the numbers we've seen, then that means tomorrow, ideally, I would have my 8th day of averaging that number. So I have no idea which one is accurate, but either way, thank you guys so much for hanging out and helping to make it happen. Really appreciate the support. This is my only stream today, so if anybody wants to support by sharing posts on socials, I just made a post on Blue Sky. If anybody is on Blue Sky, if you certainly don't have to reshare. I know some people don't like reposting on their Blue Sky, totally fine. But if you'd like to, I did make a post about the Seashell Day, the study session. Here's that on Blue Sky if you want to help get the word out about the push. And then here is my Instagram link. If you'd like to... Oh, apparently I don't have a command for that. Not a pro, sorry. There we go. It's in there somewhere. Feel free to share the story. I think you can share stories. I just made a story about it. But anyway, how's everybody doing? Thank you for being here early. As always, thanks for anyone who helps post my link in Discords or suggest me as a raid target, all those things. Yeah, exactly, Marcus. But hi, everyone. Let me scroll up and say hello really, really fast. But again, if anybody wants to get started with their study session, you don't have to wait on me. Sometimes it takes me a minute to catch up to chat. But I do like to acknowledge folks who are here as fast as I can. So let's see. It looks like Germs. I see you. But AJ got first, the redeem first. So welcome in both of you. And Jack Lantern, you got second. Congrats. Beans, hello. Thank you so much for being here, Anxious Beans. I really appreciate you. Luho Hoots, thank you so much for lurking. I super appreciate that. And Neil, hello. Dino Dax, hello. Vampire itself, hey, it's good to see you. Morning. Yanni, howdy howdy, I'm glad you're enjoying the beats. And Jack, I did see your question. The music that's playing right now is actually from a very old video game. It should be within the Creative Commons as far as I can tell. It's a very old PlayStation game that I used to love as a kid. It's called Geomcube. I don't know if anyone out there has ever played this, but it's basically 3D Tetris. Maybe we'll celebrate sometime. I'll play the game with you guys. It's very silly. Anyway. Yanni and Neil to Vaquitas play with seashells by the beach? Sure. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they go up to the beach. Hopefully not. They might strand themselves, and we need all the vaquitas to live. Thank you for bringing up vaquitas, by the way. For anyone who's not sure why I'm pushing or what's going on, I actually wasn't going to push, except for it occurred to me that if I wanted to get on the front page of Twitch, I have to be a partner. And then if I want to apply in time, I have to be partnered by August, I think. Now, I did hear recently, Save the Vaquita Day might be actually in October this year, so that might give me some extra time, but since we're already here, I'd still like to just get it out of the way and not drag it on any longer than I have to, so, but that was the whole point of why I was pushing, because I kind of have a deadline for Save the Vaquita Day. So I may have to update this. I need to get confirmation from the organization that I'm working with for Save the Vaquita Day, but I'd like to have this porpoise on the front page of Twitch, so if you want to lurk to help me with that goal, it would really mean a lot. And I'd love to spread more awareness and maybe do like a charity fundraiser and just like talk about the vaquita and get people talking about it, maybe doing some art and show art on stream. So there's also free vaquita emotes. I see some of those floating around in chat. If you want those, ! Ko-fi is how you get them. So anyway, that's what we're up to today. Trying to push for the vaquita, basically. Hey, Spacey and Sloppy, good to see you. Miss Art Rules and Silvolp. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Jason Enos, hello. Fox Confessor, let's see, we got so many folks in chat. Zen, hello. Septic, hey. Blank, thanks for lurking, I appreciate you, Blank. I think I saw that you are streaming today, too. Biscuit, hello. Pyro, howdy, thanks, Pyro, for helping out. Appreciate you being here. Skulkin, thank you for your enthusiastic partner push messages, I really appreciate that. Yogurt, hey, good to see you. Casey for partner for the vaquitas. Easiest tagline to remember, honestly. Craig, howdy. Oh, and that reminds me, everybody, if we go long today, like I'm planning on, so usually my morning streams are from 9 to 11 ish. But if like I get a big raid right at the end and it helps with the numbers, I may go a little longer. So if I do go longer, I'll probably just work some more on the sub-zoo that I didn't finish yesterday. So that's the plan. If anyone's able to like leave a lurk up, if you have to leave and just want to leave a tab open on your computer or your phone or whatever, that's okay. But if you can't, that's okay too. I'll just try to keep an eye on that and make sure I'm not hurting myself by going longer as well. Yeah, I can't wait to not have to think about numbers ever again. Let's see. Sir Fabulous PD. Oh, thank you so much for coming in. And E-Love, hello. I see so many awesome art friends in here. Zesha, it's good to see you too. Is it better to take a picture of shells? I mean, if you have some seashells at home and you want to do this study, I would recommend just drawing from them, not taking a photo. Drawing from observation is always going to help you. I don't have any seashells. I live in the desert. So maybe if I make it to TwitchCon this year, I'll get to go to the ocean and maybe find some seashells. I don't know, can you take seashells from the ocean? I have no idea. I've never lived by an ocean. I don't know what's allowed, but it'd be really cool to get to go to TwitchCon. I've also applied for that, so wish me luck. Hopefully, and who knows, maybe all the lurks and people hanging out and all the hype will help me get approved for TwitchCon too. That'd be super awesome. I'd love to go have a booth at Artist Alley. So we'll see. I'll keep you guys posted on the Discord if that happens. I'll let you guys know when I know. It's possible I won't. But there's my Discord if anyone wants to keep up with me. You can set for certain alerts and stuff to get announcements and things. Hopefully I'll have a merch drop by the end of this week. I'm planning on putting up some other sculptures. We actually sold Harvey Dent, for those who missed it. Our Parasaurolophus friend found a home yesterday and a lovely community member, and I'll be sending Harvey Dent to his new home next week. So I need to finish my vaquita sculpt and get those listed. I'm possibly going to be listing this sculpture. I'm not sure yet if I feel comfortable. I think the tail has enough structure in it with the wire that it should be okay in shipping, but I haven't decided yet if that one's going to go on Ko-fi or not. But anyway, if you want to purchase anything, I'm hopefully going to have some prints and new sticker sheets and stuff up on Ko-fi this week, so we'll see. But for now, you can definitely get some free vaquita emotes there. Okay. Centrola, hey, it's good to see you. Marcus, also hello. Oh my gosh, there's so many people. Dracon and Raycodactylus, good to see you too. Thank you so much for lurking. Let's see. Blue Skittle, welcome in. Etac, hello again. Thank you so much for coming back. I'm glad I haven't run some of you off. Really appreciate the support, everybody. Artie Gobi, and who else we have? Oh my gosh, Dangerous Buttons. Yeah, I hope your day's going well too, Skittle. Thank you. It was when I was still away. Yeah, so this whole track, this whole first track, Jack-o'-lantern art, is from that game. Yeah, so it's all from GeomeCube. Here's the name of the game. I'll type it in chat. Just warning, if you guys go look up videos of this, it's like very niche, small budget, like low quality polygon PS1 generation game. I'm pretty sure my parents got it out of the bargain bin, but I really liked it as a kid. So, but yeah, this whole it's just basically the OST from it. But it is one of those old like stream safe game soundtracks that I happen to like. So, okay, let's see. How many viewers are at each point in time when you are live? The stat in the top bar is at the average number of concurrent viewers in your stream. Okay, I'm gonna look at that later, Pyro, but thank you for looking that up for me. I think I'm just not comprehending it because I'm nervously on camera right now. Hey, I see April Dawn, welcome in. Let's see. Namiza, hello, welcome in. Oh my gosh, so many art friends. Thank you all for being here. Yeah, drawing from life is definitely gonna strengthen your art skill faster for sure, like Jason said. Each beach is different. Some have protected shell species. Okay, that's good to know. I have no idea. I've never, like I said, I've always lived like 10 hours from a beach. Maybe 8 when I was in Texas, but very long way from a beach. So, yeah. I'll have to look that up if I make it. You can't. I bought them at a store. Okay. You can't anywhere in San Diego, Miss Art Rules? Hey, Bill Nash. Good to see you. Where is Harvey Dent? He's here. He's here. He's going to a new home soon. Let's see. You love my nerdy nature? That's good. Guess I fit right in here. Low poly, low budget PS1 games. Yeah, there's another one called that I kind of want to find and see if the OST is stream safe as well, called Dragon Seeds. Did anyone else play that game? Because that's also a low poly, oddly fun game that I really enjoyed anyway. I think I've heard it's like knockoff Monster Rancher, but I never really played Monster Rancher, so it was my only exposure to that style of game, and I really liked it. What does stream safe mean? So it means that you're not going to get a copyright ding, basically. You tend to, like, I'm trying to build a playlist right now that has like more diverse royalty-free music that I still enjoy listening to. And there's some soundtracks from my childhood from very old games that I don't think ever got registered with the, like, I forget what the name of the organization is, but it's just like a lot of games are kind of like, as long as you're using them for like, it's kind of like a soft, it's okay in the background is my understanding. Like the Journey soundtrack, the producers came out and said, hey, you can use this in your streams. Like it's fine. We're not going to copyright claim it. So anyway, I'm trying to build a bigger library of that stuff, especially right now. Okay. Kismet, hello, welcome in, welcome in. Let's see, welcome in, Moxie. Okay, I think I got to the bottom of chat. I appreciate that, Jason, yeah. And thank you, Random Macaroni. I see your lurk there, I appreciate you. You guys, we're 20 minutes in and we're already almost to the 75 viewer requirement, so if we can just like hold that and go even a little bit above that to increase the average, I think we'll be good for today's stream. So thank you again, everybody who's planning on lurking. Really, really means a lot. I super appreciate it. I see seashells by the snow stream. Say that 5 times fast. Okay, cool. It sounds familiar. Yeah, Dragon Seeds. I'll have to look it up in after stream. I'm still, if anyone has any good like stuff that you use as a streamer, I know that I've gotten some playlists from like Cup of Joe and Mei Xing and a few other folks. So I have been picking through that, but it just takes a while to build those playlists, to find music that I like in them. And I just haven't had a lot of time for that with everything else going on. So anyway, all right, let's get started. I haven't really posted. Science, I saw you in there, but I don't know if I said hi. But Science, I appreciate you if you are lurking and if you can hear this. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Okay, so... Oh, and if anyone does have stream-safe music, just so you know, like royalty-free music that you enjoy, it's different than copyright-free. So copyright-free can still sometimes get you in trouble, but royalty-free music tends to be stream-safe. Kennedy, thank you for that follow. I really appreciate that. Ben Sound. I have some stuff from Ben Sound, yeah. Exactly, there's some to avoid. Yeah, I've had some... That's the problem with a lot of the things that advertise as copyright free on YouTube, is that sometimes you still get a ding. And so I can't trust all of those. But yeah, I have used Ben Sound in the past. You looked it up? You wanted to play it as a kid and never got the chance? Yeah, it generates monsters based off your save card. Yeah, it was really fun. It was really fun. Central. Maybe we'll play it on stream. Maybe we'll have like a retro. Now that I have a PS3, my brother let me borrow his because he wasn't using it. It plays PS1 games, so maybe we'll do like an old, like go through Casey's old game collection or something. I don't know. We're definitely going to do some game streams after the push, but right now I'm not doing anything off schedule, so we're just going to stick to art streams. I don't usually do a lot of game streams anyway, for those who are new here. But every once in a while I would do like a Sunday arty type game stream, but maybe we'll just break all the rules afterwards and just celebrate. Okay, let me make sure that I actually don't have my mod view up. Hold on. Nobody do anything bad. I need to get mod view going. There we go. Okay, I'm ready to stream, guys. I'm ready to stream. Okay. Here we go. Such a pro. Jumps on bed. Oh no. Yes, random companies will copyright claim things they don't own. Yeah, and sometimes that you do get like a misfire, I guess. Like with the Journey soundtrack, sometimes I get a copyright ding on the final track in the playlist. It's because it has a woman's voice singing, and I guess it sounds similar to this other copyrighted song. So sometimes it'll say, "Oh, this is copyrighted from this opera singer," or something. So I don't usually play that track. But you know, I'm trying to learn, and especially right now during the partner push and me applying for TwitchCon and like all these other things happening, I'm just trying to be as safe as possible. So anyway, but if anyone has any good recommendations for stuff that you know isn't a copyright ding offense that you've used in the past and been fine with, feel free to share those playlists or songs if you want to in the music share section of the Discord. And I kind of dig through those looking for that stuff. And if you could write that it is stream safe or something, that would be helpful too. But that's okay if you don't want to share your tracks either. I totally understand wanting to have like stuff that's special to your stream. It's been to the point where a few times in the past I have thought about making my own tracks. I'm not a musician, but I think it might be fun to play around in a music creation program. I know there's a few programs out there, but if anyone lurking happens to do that, like make their own music for games or streams, let me know, because maybe one day I'll play with that just to see if I can come up with something fun. It'd probably be terrible, but maybe it would be something I wouldn't mind listening to. I don't know. Okay, so with Seashells, I've actually never really done, I don't think, at least that I can remember, I don't think I've done a seashell study. So I'm just going to approach this the same way that I approach pretty much all my studies, is like find the big shapes. And so I see two basic big shapes here with this shell. I see this like teardrop shape here, and I see this shape here. And I know in my head that this is like a spiral, right? So it's like this. So there's a tube running on the inside that kind of curls all the way up to the end. So I'm trying to keep that stuff in mind as I draw this. I'm not just copying the outline, right? Because that's not how you get better. You want to actually study and think about form and like even contour. Like a shape, actually a shell would be a really good subject for like a contour study. So you could do the object, and actually here's the contour lines right there on the shell. So it actually shows you the way that it's bending, at least on this shell, which is really helpful for thinking about dimensionality, right? So that's like a big thing when you're trying to learn to draw, is thinking about form, thinking about shape, thinking about dimension, and not just copying. So we're trying to break the habit of copying and turn that observational skill into more of a study skill habit. And yeah, that's sort of what we're going to focus on today. So I'm going to do my basic outline here. You are a composer. What do you use to compose? Do you do it? I know you're a musician. Do you like play actual instruments and like put it together and arrange on the computer, or how do you do the composition? Or do you use like a music program? I'm very curious. I don't know anything about that world. So if anyone has insight, I would be curious. Maybe Thug Shells can make a rap song for say. Oh, I don't really know Thugs that well. But maybe, yeah, that'd be really cool if people wanted to get involved, and like if a bunch of streamers wanted to do stuff on Save the Vikita Day, that'd be super awesome. I know last year we collaborated with Marine Biomakes. I don't know. I haven't caught a stream of hers in a while, but let me give her a shout out really fast. She might do it with me again this year. We'll see. I haven't checked with her, so don't quote me. Marine Bio Makes. Let me make sure that's still her name. Yeah, so we'll get her a shout out. It was really cool. She's actually a marine biologist and an artist. There we go. And I recommend following if you aren't already. Very, very cool, interesting, like information, like science information on the stream about marine animals, and then also like draws really, like paints really cool traditional art while she talks about stuff. So do recommend, and I'll have to reach out and see if she's interested again. She also helped with the fundraising for Save the Wiki Today last year, so I think collectively we raised about $600, which is pretty cool. You play piano but not to perform, I see. Kennedy says, it seems a bit like when I work in leather, making a piece from a pattern versus making my own pattern. Wait, that seems a bit like, are you talking about making music, or are you talking about thinking about form while drawing? Sorry, I kind of ramble and I lose track of what people are responding to. I think it was maybe Jay Stiller yesterday talking about this, how it's nice when people like pause or like talk for at length about a certain topic because it gives people time to respond. And I was like, shoot, I never thought about that. I think sometimes I scroll too hard and I'm probably jumping a little too fast from topic to topic, so I apologize. You went to a place that had a public piano and tried a few things out. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, piano is awesome. Aurora, and welcome in also. Oh, instead of copying, I see what you're saying. Yes, study versus copy. Yeah, it's like making a piece from a pattern would be copying and then making your own pattern. Yeah, for sure. I think there's tons of translations with that. Kind of like memorizing sheet music versus like being able to know what to do to kind of play around with it. Yeah, for sure. Maybe, Jason. I did have some caffeine this morning, so I will warn everybody. I'm probably going to be a little more distracted than normal. But I'm trying. This message is just a random message of letters to increase the time taken. Oh, thanks. Thanks, Marcus. Marcus is trying to get me way behind in chat. Caffeine makes you more focused. Squirrel, yep, indeed. It can make me more focused. Sugar also makes me sleepy. So I've heard that those are indicators of ADHD. But again, I have not been diagnosed or been tested, so I have no idea. I just wouldn't be surprised. Let's see. You can learn theory if you seek out what is happening in the music. So I actually play keyboard by ear. I'm not very good at it. I haven't practiced in years, so I'd be really slow right now. But I do have a few songs. Like I have the first 10 seconds of the Fur Elise memorized, and I can play that. And I can play. I've kind of put chords to different keys of Disney songs that I've played by ear, and that's about as advanced as I am. I haven't done it in years, but I do still have a keyboard under my desk. Maybe we'll try a music stream sometime. We can do a Casey Learns to Play Keyboard again, because apparently I just need accountability for everything in my life to actually make time for it, like studies. But I'd love to actually learn how to play piano. It'd be super cool. Hey, Dragonfire, welcome in. Thank you so much for coming by. Need a crab and a shell or whatever lies in them? That'd be cool. I don't know if I have any pictures. I guess I could go look up a hermit crab. I didn't even think about finding a shell that has an animal inside. Maybe I'll do that for the next study. Thank you, Dracon, for the posture reminder. Let me, really quickly, since we are getting kind of close to our average, but we are half an hour in, so I want to make sure, let me just make sure that I've posted in places. Let's see. Draw me an animal. Dragon-headed calipitter. You guys, I can't say the word caterpillar. This is the third time I've bumbled that word. What did I even say? Caterpillar? Oh, jeez. Caterpillar. Yeah. Anyway, I'll get to that in just a second. Thank you, Yanni, for the distraction. Since we're about to derail anyway, let me post in a few Discords that I'm streaming. Seashell Studies stream. Only stream today for partner. Push. Appreciate. Any lyrics. There we go. I don't know. I feel so weird posting in Discords, but I guess we'll do it. Aw, some people posted in some of these for me. That's really nice. Okay. Gosh, I hate doing this. Okay. Alright, I did it in like 2, I guess that's fine. I can't think of anyone else to share it in. Okay. Let's go ahead and do the Draw Me an Animal. So for anybody who has not been around for a Draw Me an Animal, it's basically a game that we play. Hey, Amish Andy, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in. I appreciate you. Your ex is from the Philippines and your daughter used to tease her about trying to say hippopotamus. There's some words I know. Yeah, I definitely meant cat pillow. Yeah. Calipers. Thanks, guys. You're all very helpful. Sometimes I kind of wonder if I have mild dyslexia, because I sometimes write things in mixed up, jumbled. It's like I have all the right letters. They're just sometimes not in the right places. But then sometimes it's like I'm just typing too fast, and I'm typing faster than my brain is going or something, and I think that might be why it happened. I don't know. But I've never had trouble reading, so it's probably not dyslexia. Okay. Draw me an animal. So the way that it works... Lithium, thank you for hanging out. I appreciate you. So Draw Me an Animal is a little game that we play. It's just a little 5-minute diversion from whatever's going on. Let's see. Wait, did I have a Dinosuchus? Dracon, you had a Dinosuchus 15 hours ago and I missed it. I'm so sorry. We're going to do that one right now too. I don't know if you're still here, Dracon, but I apologize that I totally missed that on stream yesterday. Okay, so we're going to do that one and we're going to do this one. Let me see if I missed anything else. I've got a ton of hydrates. I've got some firsts, some seconds. Posture check. Okay, there is my two Draw Me an Animals. Okay, let's do the Dinosuchus first because that one was from yesterday and I feel terrible that I totally missed that. I wonder if it happened like right at the end of stream, maybe? I'm not sure. Let's see, Dinosuchus. I think I know which one this is, but I'm not entirely sure. Dinosuchus. Okay, so this is definitely a dinosaur of some kind. I think a Dinosuchus... I think it's that big, like, water-dwelling one that, like, has a huge duck-looking bill. I think. So that's what I'm gonna draw, and then we'll find out in 5 minutes if I'm right or not. If you guys want to look it up, feel free. But if you don't know how Draw Me an Animal works, here is the rules. We just ask that there's no... I think it's animal. We just asked that there's no hints in chat, so the only hint I can have is the name that has been submitted, and then I have to just come up with it myself. So 5 minutes on the clock. I'm gonna draw what I think a Dinosuchus is. I'm pretty sure it's the one that has like that really crazy like beak-looking mouth. I think, and then they think that I think they've had like feather impressions from it. I want to say they had it in Prehistoric Planet too. I think it's the one that kind of looks like this. It might be a type of Therizinosaur, I'm not sure, but I seem to remember them having like longer claws. So that's what I'm gonna draw. And we're gonna draw like mossy, like seagrass or something that it's eating. So this, I think, is what it is. But I could be completely and totally wrong. So we will find out soon. And we'll just put it in the water, kind of like what I remember from Prehistoric Planet. So we'll just say it's in the water, kind of watering around. That's the official term for being in the water. Don't you know, guys? You just water around, obviously. Okay. This is one of my favorite tracks from this game. So nice. So this is my guess. Water around equals aquatic. Yeah. Sorry, guys. This is my brain right now. We're gonna blame the caffeine on the just spontaneous outbursts of random words. They have meaning, sure, absolutely, totally not just off-the-cuff train of thought mumblings. This is why I have to talk so close to the mic too. It's because I tend to be a mutterer. I've actually gotten a lot better. I don't know if anyone is around from the old days, but even a year ago, if you watch back old VODs like on YouTube, I always talk about this, but the first art gym VOD that's on YouTube is so cringy because I'm so quiet and I don't have my mic set up because I had to move my computer back to my house to protect it from the -30 cold snap that we had, because my studio does not stay heated when I'm not here, so I have to really watch the temperature in the winter. So I was protecting my stuff and I was like kind of flustered and nervous because I was starting the art gym, so I just like muttered the whole time. I don't think anybody could really hear what I was saying. But I definitely have, I think, gotten better anyway. So we're gonna say that this is what this guy looks like. Here's his little claws. We're making him gray. Yeah, I like a big shaggy gray animal. They're fun. Get a little, oops, that's not the right color. Get a little shadow down here. Okay, and then this is some greenish, mossy, brackish water. PCs are basically a space heater. Yeah, if they're on. But the problem is, like, I don't feel comfortable leaving it on either because the power could go out, and if that happens, the condensation from the sudden shutoff, or just like the sudden drop in temps potentially, when you have negative cold inside a building, or -30 inside of a building, it's just really. I just wasn't willing to risk it. I had just dropped like $2 grand on this PC when I built it, and I was like, nope, taking it back. we're not gonna risk it. But yes, if you can keep it on safely, then it can produce enough warmth for itself. But I did do that one time, but it just made me really nervous, so I didn't do that after that. All right, there's my Dinosuchus. It's a little scribbly, but let's look it up. Negative cold is heat. I don't think so. Let's see. Dinosuchus. Let's see if I got it right. So we're gonna look it up together and learn about it. How did I do? No, not Deinonychus. No. Dinosuchus. I was like, that looks wrong. That's a drone. Oh no, I got it totally wrong. Dinosuchus. Oh, it's that giant crocodile, of course. What was I thinking of? Dinochirus. Am I thinking of Dinochirus? I am. I was thinking of Dinochirus. Dang it. I was looking at Suchus too, and I was like, that usually means lizard. I was thinking of Dinochirus, you guys. This is the one I was thinking of. I got the dang Latin, you guys. The scientific names, I just can't keep them straight. Dinochirus is the one I was thinking of. So Dinosuchus is this guy. So I got this totally wrong, other than it's, what did I say about water? It's water focused. I don't even remember what I said. Water around. Yes, it waters around. That's what I said. Hey, Dragonfire. The drawings look cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's just a fun little game. I actually didn't take the full 5 minutes. I only did that in a few, but we're just going to blame the caffeine. So Dinosuchus. So Suchus, for those who don't know, usually means like, I think it means like lizard or crocodile-like. Suchus. Let's see if it'll tell me. I don't remember. A suchus is a really common like end section suffix in prehistoric names because it's like, I think it means like lizard like. Does anyone know what suchus means? Sloppy might know. Yeah, I know. I was thinking Dinochirus and I drew a Dinochirus. Listen, don't tell Danny. I've been missing a lot of Danny's streams. We're gonna blame that. The knowledge is not fresh as it used to be. But I got confused. So I drew Dinochirus, but it's Dinosuchus. Man, I even thought about Suchus because I was thinking about like Kulasuchus and all the other Suchuses. Like these are all like lizard-like. But you know how it goes. Sometimes they misname things too to have those kinds of names when they just misunderstand. Okay, so it's an extinct genus of basically a crocodilian. It lived during the late Cretaceous. It was really massive, if I remember. Man, I even remember all about this massive croc, too, now that we're looking at it. I just, got it wrong. Let's see. Here's a life restoration, just big old croc. It might look like a modern croc, and to be fair, these animals haven't really changed a lot. I mean, they've changed some. There used to be these, like, running, like, land crocs, for those who can picture that. Sounds terrifying. Like a running crocodile with long legs. I forget the names of them, but here's the size. So here's the important bit. Look how big it was. This is why I remember this, is because look how large that is compared to a person. Here is I think like a modern day croc, like a large modern day croc would be this. Look at this thing. It's like twice the length of a large crocodile today, like a massive behemoth. Really, really cool. The larger size is generally recognized despite the fragmentary nature of the fossils. Estimates on how large have varied considerably. Very cool. Diet would have been dinosaurs. But they're massive. If you want to read more about these guys, I'm going to link it in the chat. Dinokairos, so I can draw the Deinosuchus instead. Well, now that I've just looked at it, it would almost be cheating. It's like, oh, I'll just draw a giant croc. But yes, eventually I'm sure it will get redeemed. Here's the other thing too about this game. Oftentimes people will, like 3 months later, ask for the same animal, and very often I've forgotten already. So unless I've watched like a documentary about these animals, it's really hard for me to remember all the names and stuff too. I know, Aurora, and I feel so bad. Suchus pretty much means crocodile. Yeah, that's kind of what I figured. Let's obscure animal names. Yeah, Marcus, a lot of people do. A lot of people save up points just so they can redeem obscure animals for me to draw. So that was the first one. Let's do the other Draw Me an Animal game. So Dracon, sorry I got it wrong, but I hope you enjoyed. If anyone wants to read about the real Deinosuchus, it's there in the chat. The dino was correct. You're being way too generous, Neil. The only part of this drawing that I got correct is that it was lived in the water. I forget what I said. Anyway, I said something dumb about water. It's water focused. I don't know. Let's see. Dragon-headed caterpillar. This one is from Yanni. And then we're going to be all caught up on Draw Me an Animal, and I will get back to the studies. So thank you for anyone who is lurking. Crocodilomorphs are awesome. Yeah, they really are. Okay. Dragon-headed caterpillar. Well, there's a lot of hints in the name here, so hopefully I'll get a little close. Unless this is a mountain chicken situation, in which case I will get it totally wrong. If you don't know what a mountain chicken is, look it up, because it's not what it sounds like. I will never forget that. As long as I live, I will never forget what a mountain chicken is. Dragon-headed, especially because we have a mountain chicken here in Colorado too. Like colloquially called a mountain chicken, and it's not the same thing as what's on Wikipedia. That's actually a common local name for the ptarmigan, specifically the white-tailed ptarmigan, which is the kind we have in Colorado. They're the smallest ptarmigan of the whole ptarmigan family. So uncommon that they're not even listed on OneZoom, Tree of Life, which makes me kind of sad. Let's see. Dragon-headed caterpillar. Yeah, is it a fish? Exactly. So I'm going to say it's a caterpillar with a lot of spines that has like really cool dragon-y looking face. So we're going to go with something like this. Maybe like a larger head versus body. Could be. Something like that. We're going to give him his little feet. There we go. I don't know how many legs caterpillars have, to be honest. They might only have a few. But I've given this one a lot. So this is going to be my... Oh, what time is it? It's 9:47. So I'm going to say I've got 4 minutes left. We'll put him on a little leaf. He may not even eat leaves, but... There we go. Dragon-headed caterpillar. Maybe he's got like a cool face or something. I'll just give him a straight-up dragon face. That's kind of funny. That might be too on the nose. There. We'll give him like slightly less dragon-y face. Okay. 10,000 legs. Don't know about that. But probably more than 6. I feel like I'm trying to think of caterpillars I've seen, and they tend to have like segmented legs. And like kind of, I feel like there's a few sometimes bunched together and then a few more spread out, but I could be totally wrong on that. I really haven't studied bugs very much. We did a beetle study for Art Gym. I don't know if we've done a caterpillar study. But yeah, if you guys have topics for the Art Gym that you'd be interested in, the topic today was actually one that was requested months ago. Somebody wanted to do seashells, and we'd never done one before, so I decided to finally do a seashell study. But if anyone has suggestions for topics you'd like to practice, like maybe something that you need accountability to draw, or just something that you think would be fun to study, let me know. I'm always looking for new ideas, so yeah, I'm happy to take that. If you type it in chat, I may or may not see it. But you can always type it in the stream event section of the Discord too, if you want to make sure I see it. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. Oh, where's my water bottle? My water bottle is far away, so I will grab that in a minute. Let's see. Butterflies are cool too. Yeah, we've done butterflies and moths, and we've done beetles. We're actually going to do grasshoppers and praying mantises at the end of the month. So we are going to be doing some bug studies. But if there's any other type of insect, we haven't done arachnids just because people have, you know, a fear of spiders, and I kind of don't want to maybe do that on stream, but I do think it'd be cool to do an arachnid study sometime. Gosh, the caffeine is really kicking in, guys. Okay. I think 6 makes more sense, probably. We'll find out. Sphinx moths, yeah, those are cool. I think we may have done a study of one of those. But yeah, if anyone has suggestions, what's a bug you like? Scully, welcome in. Thank you so much for hanging out. I really appreciate the company and the help with the push. Guys, thank you so much for everyone who's lurking. If we can hold these numbers or higher for the next hour, then I think that will average out from the lower numbers at the start of stream. Again, if anybody is able to get here early, that does help a lot, apparently, with the average. It makes it a lot easier, especially when you have, like, if you don't get raids or something. Because the raids do help a lot. For anyone who doesn't know, raids do count now toward the partner push. But if you want my schedule, there it is. Feel free to come hang out for those stream times. I'm not going to deviate from that schedule for this month. Once the push is over, I'm going to deviate the heck out of my schedule. Maybe not the heck, but we might do some like unplanned game streams or something, and maybe some extra like fun stuff. We'll think more about that stuff, like what we can do to celebrate after we've potentially made partner. So I don't want to count my chickens, but we are in the second half of the partner push, for anyone who missed that. I think, if I've done the math right. If I have done the math wrong, or if I misunderstand how they count, then it may be on Wednesday that we hit the 8 requirement. But I do appreciate any lurks very, very much. And also anybody spreading the word, or, like I said earlier, recommending me for raid target, all of that stuff really does pay off and help. Okay, we're going to see if I got this right. Better to have more than you need, exactly. It's less stressful to just be way over. And again, the higher streams, like the higher view count streams, are going to make up for the lower, because we will have some that don't make the cut. Like, it's going to happen. I think it always happens. We just need 8. And if we're close to the count, then hopefully that helps too. But the higher, the better. Thank you so much, Aurora, and I really appreciate you spreading the word. Seriously, that means a lot. Buggos on Praying Mantis. Yeah, if you go to... Here, we can look at it on Discord too. But let's first... Because I think it's like the last week of the month, or maybe the second to last week, is actually Insect Appreciation Week or something. So I chose 2 art gem days to do bugs. So we'll be doing grasshoppers and crickets and like that family on a Monday, and then the Wednesday is going to be praying mantises, because I think those are really cool. Both of those have really interesting body design, and I don't think I've ever studied either one. Dragon-headed caterpillar. Let's see how close I got. Okay, actually, I did okay. I did mine way more colorful, but I did get the spines on the head right, because I feel like I've seen this before. So here is... I just made too much color on mine. Here's the dragon-headed caterpillar. Very cool looking bug, honestly. Like, I feel like I want to incorporate this head shape into a sea slug design. Look how cool that is, you guys. I love that. Dragon-headed caterpillar. It's so cute. I wonder if I may even have a pin of one of these. Really, really cool face. Let's see. Yeah, wild looking, right? So here's the butterfly. Here's the butterfly that it turns into, which is also very pretty. But the caterpillar... Look at the caterpillar, you guys. It's so cool. What a pretty little bug. I want to see more caterpillars. Oh, it's only one picture. Elongated slug-shaped dark green head, large, wide, surmounted by 4 divergent, curved, fleshy, spinous processes. That is the most scientific, jargony paragraph. Very cool. Dragon-headed caterpillar because of the shape of the horns, yeah. This is awesome. So it turns it... Look at the pupa. That's actually really pretty too. Very cool little creature. Very good. Very cool. Yeah, I want to see more pictures of the caterpillar, actually. It's really... Let's go to the images. Let's make sure we do negative AI. Little trick if you want to make sure you don't get any AI. Here's maybe a different species of it, because it's got little, like, bits on the horns, but I really like this photo, honestly. Let's look at this one. Ah! Nope, we're not going to do that, because that's a video. Never mind. Never mind. How about this one? I shouldn't just click randomly on live on Twitch. That's probably a bad idea. Yeah, that's really cool. I wonder if I can save that. I'll have to save it later. I love the markings on the back, too. This is a really pretty caterpillar. I love its face. Very, very awesome. Well, if you want to learn more about it, here is a link. It does look cooler than the butterfly. That happens sometimes, you know. That happened. We did a caterpillar yesterday. It was called the Bone Collector. Definitely go look that one up if you haven't seen that one before. Have I played Metazua? I have before. I haven't recently played it. I'm not as good at like knowing how things are related to each other, so I don't think I'm very good at Metazua. I'm not really a biologist. I just really like biology. But I do like Metazua. I should probably play that again sometime. I got in the habit for a little bit, and I fell out of the habit a few months ago. The Bone Collector is a fairy metal, yeah. Looks like a sort of insect David Attenborough would do a feature on. Yeah, exactly, Dow Dave. Okay, so I'm gonna say I got like 60%. I mean, I got the horns. I got them all in the wrong place, and it's way too colorful. But you know, I got close. So we're gonna say I got okay on that one. I needed to make up for the Deinosuchus, which I just completely confused for the Deinocheirus. So you know, let's get back to the seashells. Would it be a Casey did? Oh my gosh, Auroran, you know what's gonna happen when you make cheesy jokes. Throw some cheese at you. You do the minus AI, yeah, minus AI is good. And then you can also do before 2022, but sometimes that's annoying because it rolls out like newer information. So I don't know. I used to do both, but right now it seems like Google is finally transitioning away from automatic AI in every search, and you can actually opt into it by going to AI mode instead of having just the general search default to that, which is nice. But I still sometimes get like ChatGPT or AI generated search results, which I hate because they're always oftentimes misleading, and I want to find the actual human written things. So anyway, minus AI is it finally works again. For a while they disabled it, so you couldn't opt out, and it works again finally, which is nice. But yeah, a lot of people are like switching to DuckDuckGo and other search engines, so you can also do that. There's another really good one. I forget the name of it, but it's like an Ecovia, I think is the name of the search engine. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? Where you can search things, and it like for all the ad revenue generated that they don't need to run the platform, they actually plant trees and support tree planting organizations, which is pretty cool. Ecosia, that's what it's called. Ecosia. Thank you. Yeah, here, let me put a link to that in case anybody's interested. I think it's super cool. Ecosia. It's a green search engine, which I think is super awesome. Since we're talking about, you know, saving endangered species and helping the planet, why not start with your searches? I should probably switch to it, to be honest. Yeah, thank you, Dangerous Buttons. I forgot the name. Oh, and AJ said it too. Yeah, thank you. Okay, back to seashells. Yeah, the random AI information is so frustrating. I don't think Ecosia does AI, as far as I'm aware. And I think all the Google search strings work too, so you can also do negative AI, and that way you can like rule out AI generated images and stuff. Okay. Let's see. About to lurk for work. Well, thank you so much, Jason, for being here, and thank you so much for the lurk. Thank you to anybody lurking. I super, super appreciate the help. It means a lot. Really does help a lot. We are going to meet an ad in 5 minutes, so during the ad we'll just take a stretch break, but if anybody wants to support the stream through the ads, just keep lurking. You can mute the tab if you want to, but as long as the player keeps playing, it does help, so I appreciate that a lot. Okay, I like these colors a heck of a lot, so let's see if I can use this brush to kind of get the texture that I'm looking for. Uh-oh, hold on. We lost our mouse. Save. I don't know what just happened, but we totally lost our ability to paint on that program. Let's try that again. Okay, it's back. That was weird. Sometimes Krita does weird things. The information isn't even really relevant. It's just, it tells you what you already know or guesses. Exactly, Dracon. That's the frustration of like all the AI hype. It's like all the tech companies really want you to think it's helpful, but the generative AI that I've seen anyway used for things like that, not helpful. Actually, it's super misleading and harmful. Like, people have died following information from ChatGPT, which is horrifying. So definitely not a benefit in that use. There's definitely practical uses that are helpful, like in research, math, science, but I think some in programming. I don't know, I've heard mixed things from people who code as to whether or not AI is actually helpful. I've heard for a lot of coding, you actually end up having to rewrite the code, but for some really basic stuff, it can be helpful. But there's definitely, I don't know. As far as generative AI, I think a lot of the cons outweigh the pros. And then, of course, there's the huge like ethical and copyright infringement issues. But anyway, like just assuming that data on the internet is something you can take is like problematic for reasons that should be really obvious, but apparently are not super obvious to some people. So anyway, don't get me started on the AI thing. People get lost following the GPS lately. Ladies, oh, do they? Wombat? I don't really listen to I don't have the voice turned on, so I just follow the map instructions. The idea that an animal made such an intricate shell. I know, isn't that crazy? It's so cool, like, the things that nature can do. You've used it for when you get stuck on code in Unreal, and it can be helpful, but if you use it for anything larger than that, yeah. That's what I've heard. You'll definitely get hallucinations. What's a hallucin? Is that like a programming term? You're a coder, it isn't very good at coding other than simple. That's what I've heard from most people who code, Artie. So yeah, it's like, and I think what Shark Geek is saying too, like for simple code, or like repeating a pattern, it's fine. But like anything more advanced, you end up having to redo all the work yourself, and it actually takes a lot more time. So it's just not I don't know. It's just not the fix-all that it was kind of, it's being advertised as. And I think the general public is kind of cluing into that. It's just taken longer than I would like. That's okay. It's like 6 fingers. Oh, okay. It does something weird and makes it up. I see. Yeah, Scully. Yeah, that's what I've been hearing from most people. So yeah, thanks for chiming in so that I know I'm not just repeating something that's not true. But that's been my understanding as well. It's extremely frustrating, especially with all the, well, I don't, never mind. I'm not going to bring that up. Don't want to start a controversial conversation. I want to keep it light. But yeah, frustrating times for sure. Your son had a computer class and the teacher often put up some AI generated code and the assignment was to show that that's awesome, Germs, that teachers are trying to teach that. Yeah, that's really good to hear, honestly. That is happening, that teachers and educators are recognizing the problems with relying on it. And teaching that to young students who are just experiencing this as they figure out the world. I think that's my biggest concern, is like normalizing it for young minds. Like, this is the people, like these are the folks who are going to be our future leaders, and I just would like to make sure that, yeah, that we aren't acting like it's this godsend or something. That it's a technology that needs to be refined and probably regulated, at least as far as like just stealing stuff blindly online is a very obvious issue. I'm really glad that the EU has really good protections for this. I've heard they're trying to take them away sometimes, but hopefully the folks in the EU can vote and fight to protect those things and set a good example. And gosh, I can only hope and pray that the US will follow that example eventually. Right now we're pretty, anyway, tied up with individuals who are very much pro these things, unfortunately. But again, we don't typically talk about that stuff here, so we'll just leave that be. I guess, yeah, true. Ultimate Pumpkin Pie, same. Honestly, it's an exhausting topic, especially if you're in like a creative industry. I just feel like it has been the topic of conversation for like 3 years, basically. I think that was the first time somebody ever messaged me about it, was like early 22, maybe late 21, when they had the very, very basic image generators out there. And I didn't, nobody really understood what it was or how it was getting the information. But thankfully, I think people are wising up. Oh, we're about to be in an ad. Okay, so for anyone who is in an ad break, you're in film. Yeah. So we are in an ad break right now. So if anybody wants to stretch along with me, we're gonna pause on the drawing for the ads and just stretch a little bit. Worked fine for your habits of forgetting every little tiny simple thing, but when you asked for something else that was more complicated, it went off the wall. Yeah, at least you have the knowledge to know, Scully. I think that's the problem, is people don't know enough to be able to check it. But I'm glad the word is getting out that it's not the most helpful. So we're in an ad. We're just going to do a stretch break and a hydration break. So if you can hear the sound of my voice, feel free to... Sorry, I had a little hiccup. I was trying to stop. Stretch and hydrate with me. Hey, Eric, how are you? Thanks for dropping in. Yeah, thanks again for anyone who lurks through the ads and lurks throughout the stream. It really is helping. Hopefully we can get to the average viewer count that we need to be at. And your lurks are making that happen. But yeah, if you want to stretch with me, I like to start with a posture stretch. So we're just going to arch our back and push the shoulder blades together and hold for anywhere between 20 and 45 seconds. Supposedly that's like the good range of stretch. And you want to really flex those back muscles. You don't want to just like casually put your shoulders back, but you really want to push them together, almost like you're trying to make them touch. And do that the whole time. So you're really, really flexing. It shouldn't hurt like a sharp pain, but it should be like a muscle stiffness sort of an ache. That should be fine. But obviously don't hurt yourself. If you have a back issue or back injury, maybe don't do this. This is just for folks who are trying to fix their posture. You can also push your neck back as you do this to kind of straighten it and align it with your spine. It's kind of a funny thing to do here on stream. It looks like I don't know, it just looks weird. But we're going to hold it for about, for me, I'm using the ad timer, so about 15 more seconds for me. Just because I want to try and stretch a little longer. I don't know for me if 20 seconds is quite enough, because I do sit a lot and work a lot at the PC, so I'm trying to overcorrect some bad habits. Okay, and then you're going to relax. So you're just going to basically unarch your back. So you're going to go from this to an overcorrection and then relax. And so just relaxing from the overcorrection is going to straighten you up. So that's the idea behind that stretch. I'm going to do some wrist rotations. These are good for carpal tunnel and loosening of the tendons. I stretched your sternum. Nice. That means you're doing good. Oh no, Shark Geek. Yeah, I've heard about that. Yeah. Oh, please don't get me started on that. Like, I've never understood the dichotomy people seem to almost make up, in my opinion, between religion and science. But that is a diatribe that I don't want to go on, because that gets people really heated. So anyway, yeah, I don't understand. Anyway, I'm not going to get started on that. I'm so sorry. Oh gosh, Gracie Coasty. Welcome in. We were just finishing up a stretch break. Thank you. Gracie, thank you so much for bringing your community here. I really appreciate that. How did your stream go? What did you guys get up to? Thank you, Pyro, for getting that shout out for Gracie. Ostilock and Gracie Ghosty and Bambi Geek and Sir Lord Custard the 10th. Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Blue, welcome back. It's good to see everybody. You guys, go follow Gracie Ghosty if you aren't already. Gracie does awesome streams. They're super calm and relaxing. And Gracie just did like a charity fundraiser for, I believe, the World Wildlife Fund, and was drawing endangered animals. She actually did a vaquita for me, and I'm really excited about it. And yeah, Gracie, thank you again so much for bringing awareness to so many endangered species. I think that's a super cool idea. If you guys want to learn more about the vaquita porpoise, we do have some commands. That's actually why I'm pushing for partner, is for the vaquita. For those who don't know, I'm pushing for partner right now. So if you want to lurk to help, if you're able to lurk, it really makes a big difference. Because you have to hold a 75 viewer average over 8 streams for a 30-day period. And we actually, I think, if that's good information and it's not by day and it's by stream, I think we just hit that for the first 30-day block. So now we're starting over and working on the second 30-day block. The World Wrestling Foundation, but she got the wrong company. Oh gosh. Dark, oh my goodness. And then pandas like to wrestle. Goodness gracious. Gracie, if you have any art you want to share, feel free to drop it in the chat, and I'll be happy to show it on stream, or a social link. But if you have to read and run, no worries. Thank you, Dark. I appreciate that. But yeah, this is why I'm pushing for partner, is for the vaquita. I actually have a little sculpture I made last year for Save the Vaquita Day. And this year I'd like to actually get Save the Vaquita Day on the front page. So if anybody wants to help me with that goal, I'd love to talk about the vaquita to all of Twitch and spread awareness and maybe raise some money for porpoise.org and possibly Sea Shepherd and some other like boots on the ground organizations that are helping protect this animal. These are going to be available on my Ko-fi soon as I just need to seal this, and then it will be available. But if you want some free Vaquita emotes, like the ones you see in chat, if you follow, you get those Vaquita emotes in my chat. If you sub, you can use them everywhere. But you can also get them for free and use them on your own over on my Ko-fi. So I have the heart and I have the regular Vaquita. And if you want to help spread the word about this animal, feel free to go download those. You don't have to donate or anything. And then you can use them in your Discord or in your Guilded server or in your Twitch. If you want to make them as a Twitch icon, I just ask that you credit me if you do use them like on Twitch, and of course don't sell them. That would be appreciated. But if you want to help spread awareness about this animal, feel free to use those. They're, like I said, free to download over on the Ko-fi. Partner with a porpoise. Exactly, yeah. The whole reason, again, that I'm pushing for partner is so I can get on the Twitch front page. And you have to be partnered to apply for a specific date on the front page. So that's my goal. So thank you guys for lurking and helping make that goal a reality. I really appreciate that. While I'm waiting to see if Gracie has... Gracie's getting a photo. So what we're doing right now is something called the art gym. So here's the art gym. We're doing seashells today. Doing studies of shells. I need to fix a few things on this, but basically the art gym, we just do studies and observational drawing, and it's kind of a way to encourage, like here's yesterday's, just a way to encourage practice and foundational study. We do not always animals, sometimes we do people. So like here was a skull and planes of the face study that I did. We do gesture drawings, we do environmental stuff, like we did a cloud study last month. We're going to be doing mountains, I think, at some point this month. I don't remember. My schedule is on the Discord. But if anybody wants to draw along, at the end of the art gym, we show off everybody's studies. So if you want to, I have a Discord where you can submit your own studies, again, as long as they are from observation or from either an image or life. You can post them in the art gym section, but if you have other art to share, we have all kinds of sharing channels. We even have a monthly showcase that we do. But when I'm not doing the art gym, then I'm doing, typically, stuff like this. I'm doing illustrated work, and this is what I do. I'd love to be brave like Gracie, and or I guess I should just say cool like Gracie and do some like actual traditional paintings, hopefully one day, maybe after the push when I'm less scatterbrained. But this is the type of work I tend to do. I'm trying to get into like children's books, book covers, you know, like board game art. So if you like watching people paint, I do paint digitally, usually in the afternoon streams. So on Mondays and Wednesdays, I stream in the afternoon. But on Tuesday, the only stream I do is right now. So thanks again for anybody lurking to help bump the numbers. Yeah, absolutely, Gracie. Just drop it in chat. It's totally fine. As long as it's work safe, which I know with you it will be. So it's totally fine for raiders to drop that. And we'll get it up on stream. But yeah, this is what I do. So thanks for coming in and saying hi. I also have a webcomic that I would like to work on eventually. And then we do also this thing called sea slug dragons. I'll just show you one of those really fast. Here it is. So yeah, where a chat gets to like pick a sea slug and I'll design a creature. So if you like creature design, if you like watching painters or digital painters anyway, or like drawing, any of that kind of stuff, that's what we do here. So yeah, thank you for coming in. Let's see what Gracie got up to. Got a little link here. Oh my gosh, Gracie, these are so good. I love them so much. You guys, these are all the animals that Gracie drew for the fundraiser for the World Wildlife Fund. These look so pretty all together too. I love the vaquita. Do you guys see the vaquita? It's so cute. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna cry. It's so pretty. You did such a good job with this. Thank you so much. I love it. It's so pretty. Are you gonna be selling these? Tell us what you're gonna do with them. I know you said you're gonna like scan them. But yeah, I just stinking love it. Yes, vaquita emotes if you got them. There's the little vaquita. It's the world's most endangered cetacean. There's fewer than 20 of these left in the wild. So that's why I feel like it's really urgent to increase awareness about the animal and get the word out to people that this animal needs our help. We'll be talking a whole lot more on Save the Vaquita Day about how we can help and what the problem is, but basically there's a lot of illegal fishing, and these animals are being caught as bycatch because they're only like 4 feet long, 3 to 4 feet long. They're really small, and they're highly, highly endangered, and they live in a very niche part of the ecosystem. They're only found in one area. Anyway, big problem. Big problem. We'll talk about it later, but they got button eyes. Yeah, they're also called the panda of the sea, Mean Machine Rex, because of those black spots around their face. So if you look up panda of the sea or vaquita, it's a porpoise, not a dolphin, but it's really cute and heartbreaking, honestly. Those who did the redeem will get a digital file. Yeah. I mean, if you sell it, let me know. Or just, I think it'd be cool to sell them too if you ever felt like selling them. But they are really, really pretty. And they all came out so well. I really love these. So many cool endangered species here. Super cute. Thank you so much for sharing. Aren't these adorable? You guys should definitely go follow Gracie. If you haven't already followed Gracie, do it now. This is the kind of beautiful watercolor work that you're missing. And these are like quick for, like, if you go look at Gracie's Instagram, like incredibly like photorealistic paintings of animals and nature, and just does incredible stuff. So again, go follow Gracie Ghosty, and it's really cool that you raised money for the World Wildlife Fund, or maybe the wrestling organization, I'm not sure. But no, super cool. And thank you again so much for raiding in. And thank you to anybody who's lurking from the raid to help with the push. It really makes a big difference when people do that. And we're probably going to go until about 11. So if anybody wants to lurk for about an hour, it would super help. But no worries if you can't. It's just we're doing it for the vaquitas to see if we can get on the front page. There's no guarantee. They may not let me be on the front page. I have to apply and I could get rejected. But I appreciate the help nonetheless. Yeah. Those good old wrestling animals. It probably did work, Amaze. Thank you so much for leaving that lurk while you were out. I hope your appointment went well. Have to go for food. No worries, Gracie. Thanks again for raiding in. I super appreciate you bringing your community here. I will try my best to take good care of them. And thanks again. Have a really nice rest of your day. And enjoy your food. I'm going to fix this weird angle that I did for some reason here. Just want to do a little more careful observation than I've been doing. But Amaze, welcome back. I hope your appointment went well. I hope your concerns are all at ease now that it's over. And thanks again for lurking. Thanks to anybody for lurking. Means a heck of a lot. Okay, let's... Yeah, hype for the vaquita for sure. That's super cool. I love seeing art from the vaquita. In fact, when we do the Save the Vaquita Day, so last year we did this like art thing where if people, yeah, it might take a couple of appointments, yeah, but each one shouldn't take too long. So, hopefully it's all good. What was I saying? Oh yeah, so we're gonna do like some drawing and art share stuff. So last year we did like if you made vaquita art, I shared it on my socials. So if anybody has vaquita art, save it up for Save the Vaquita Day. We'll do like a bunch of promo stuff, or you could always share early just to get people learning about it too. That'd be super cool. But welcome to my stream. We're doing a seashell study today, so I'm trying to think about what I'm noticing here. And yeah, finding the details, finding things I can note for future reference. Like if I ever decide to do a seashell image, like I'm noticing all the striations, right? All the little like, it's almost like how your fingernails get these little lines in them. It's the same type of like, I guess, calcium buildup deposits or something. But I love how the stripes on this shell kind of show you the contours of what you're looking at, which is pretty cool. How did I come to be such an advocate for the vaquita? Yeah, the vaquita porpoise I found out about last year, actually. So I guess if you want the whole lore, it kind of goes back to like when I was a kid. I don't know how far back you want me to go, but there's this other cetacean that I found out about. So again, cetacean means like whales, porpoises, dolphins. There's a river dolphin that I found out about called the baiji. It's also known as the Yangtze river dolphin. And I found out about this basically like 6 months after it was declared extinct in the wild. And so I found out about it, I got really obsessed with it, and then I learned that it was actually like it was going to be gone. Like there's just no way it can come back. The numbers were too low. They hadn't really spotted a baiji on the surveys, or at least not any more than like 1 or 2 for years. And so the scientists finally were like, okay, this one's gone. And it broke my heart, honestly. Because like at that time, I was young. I was young and didn't know how the world worked, But I really did kind of think, I grew up watching Captain Planet and stuff, and I was like, oh, extinction is that thing that like dumb humans of the past did. Like we know better now, like we know more about how to protect the environment. Like that doesn't really happen. Like in my head, I was like, oh, maybe it happens with like smaller species or species that we just don't know about. But like, I was like, large animals going extinct, like we're protecting the rhinos, we're protecting the elephants, like everything's gonna be okay. We just have to give them time to rebound. And so when I learned about this large cetacean, the baiji, going extinct, I was like shocked. Yeah, but so it's not in a third world country. Yeah, it's actually, it's like in a very heavily industrialized part of China that it went, like a very modern China. And so I was just kind of like floored. I was like, holy cow, this animal's gone forever. And if you've never seen the baiji, it's a really beautiful river dolphin. I'll show you guys a picture really fast. But they had one that was in captive for like in captivity for 10 years. And they kept trying to find a mate for it, and it just wasn't successful. So most of the pictures you see of the baiji are of this one captive individual. But yeah, it makes me sad just to look at it, honestly. Like this animal's gone. And it it just like broke my heart, honestly. And so, I think that was kind of what started my whole like wanting to care more about species that are on the brink. And it wasn't until last year that I found out about the vaquita. So since we're looking at the baiji, here is the vaquita porpoise. Now I will warn you, some of these images are going to be a little alarming. We don't have a lot of good photos of this animal alive because unfortunately it's so rare that we really only see them in bycatch. So I'm just going to make this small so you don't have to look at any injured animal images if you don't want to. But if you do look up the vaquita, just be warned. It's there are some very sad pictures. Because most of the time the photos we have are like deceased animals who drowned in these nets. So that's why they have this picture. This is actually a prop. It's not a real vaquita. Here is a picture of one. I don't know if this was the one that they tried to catch for captivity or if it's a deceased one, but at least the image is less disturbing. But they're very cute. They're called the panda of the sea because they have these dark eye spots and dark appendages. And they look like, swimming pandas to some people. But it's called the vaquita. There's a lot of efforts out there to save it. It lives in Mexico. It's in the Sea of Cortez, and there's fewer than 20 left. And so when I learned about this animal, it almost kind of, I don't want to say it felt like a redemption arc for the baiji, but I was like, okay, like the baiji went extinct and I couldn't do anything about it, but maybe I can help people learn about the vaquita, because so often what drives these animals to extinction is just people don't know they exist. Like until we did Save the Vaquita Day last year, a lot of people had never heard of it. Like I had never heard of it like 2 years ago. I had no idea this animal existed. But once you find out about it and you see and you start to care about the animal, just spreading that awareness really, really helps. So if anything, just having people talking about this animal and using those emotes and sharing them. Again, there's free vaquita emotes on my Ko-fi that we made for Save the Vaquita Day last year. If anybody wants those, they're the same ones that you see in my chat. This is fine. I know it's so sad, you guys. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to bring the mood down, but this is the reality. Like, we have fewer than 20 of these individuals left. And we'll talk more about this on Save the Vaquita Day, but I'm happy to talk about it now too. I can't spell genetics. Hold on. Genetics. But here's the thing. So a lot of people hear those numbers and then they're like fewer than 20, like this animal's gone. But here's what's really cool. From the time that they were able to actually try to capture one for captivity, for breeding, to help save it, they were able to get some DNA samples. And the DNA that they extracted, they learned that this animal has actually survived low numbers in the past. So it's survived what's known as genetic bottlenecking, like it says in the command. And so it already has the capability in its genes to actually keep going, even if all of the individuals are genetically similar, because they already are. It's kind of like the European starling. For those who know about the European starling here in America, they're basically all clones of each other. So just because there's low numbers does not mean that we should give up hope. Genetically proven that they can survive these low numbers. We just have to give them time to rebound. So I want to reinforce that too, because a lot of times people hear about how there's like 9 to 13 possibly left. And people like, well, they're gone. Like, we need to give up on them and put resources elsewhere. And I just want to push back on that and say, like, hey, there's actually still good reason, like scientifically documented reason to believe that they have a chance. So anyway, that's the lore. Thank you for asking. Yeah, awareness makes all the difference. And that's kind of what we talked about last year during Save the Vaquita Day. Like, I did a fundraiser. We raised $500 for porpoise.org. It was really cool. I'd never done that before. Was not expecting that many people to want to donate. but I'd love to get it on the Twitch front page this year and really help spread more awareness and even get more people aware that it exists. It sounds cheesy to say, but like, I know how generous people are on Twitch. I've seen so many cool charities get so much like funding and support. Like, people love doing that in this platform. I think it's one of the most beautiful things about Twitch. And I feel like Twitch could save the vaquita, frankly. Like, if enough people knew about this animal and enough people like got the word out and maybe did some fundraisers and for like organizations that are boots on the ground, or even people who are lobbying for the Mexican government and the Chinese government to change some policies, because there's trade with China that's causing the extinction. I don't want to go into all that right now, but basically they're bycatch when there's all these fishermen trying to catch this other fish in that area that is also becoming endangered because of this. Anyway, and selling it to China. But yeah, I just feel like if we had more awareness and funding, they could really make some strong efforts to like expand the protection zone to increase how much protection is being given in the Sea of Cortez. I'd love to see the entire range of the vaquita protected, but right now only a small portion of the vaquita's range is protected from illegal fishing. And it's really on like private, like what am I trying to say? Like civilian efforts to kind of protect it and kind of do patrols basically to remove these nets and like report illegal fishing to the local law enforcement. So anyway, hopefully that wasn't too rambly, but that's kind of the situation. And if anybody wants to help me get that word out to more people, just keep lurking, because you guys are helping me make partner, and I would love to be able to get on the front page to talk about this stuff with Twitch. So the New Ocean doc by David hit Hulu. You watched it? It's incredible. Awesome. Did they talk at all about the vaquita? So many I think a lot of organizations have decided to give up on the vaquita, unfortunately, and so you're not hearing about it a lot. But I wish that more documentaries would talk about this. Like, honestly, that would make a bigger difference. Mostly talking about banning bottom trawling. So bottom trawling and gill nets are the biggest issues when it comes to, as you probably know, when it comes to like bycatch and accidentally like putting animals on the brink of extinction, because basically oxygen breathing animals are getting caught. And they can't get up to surface for air, and then they die, and they drown. And that's what's happening with the vaquita. They're all drowning, basically. And so, yeah, it's great that is getting put out there too, but I really wish there was more awareness about the vaquita. Hey, Pioneer, welcome in. You're not late at all. You're doing great. It's like if you were to harvest the leaves of a plant versus cutting out the roots. Yeah, fair. Yeah, I know bottom trawling really destroys coral reefs and stuff too. Awareness, education, and conservation can work. In one county in Florida, they averaged 5 green sea turtle nests per year in the 70s. For the last 5 years, 20,000. Yes, the sea turtle got so much good publicity in the 70s and 80s, and that's really paid off. And I think we can do that with the vaquita too, Neil. Yeah. So again, thank you to anybody for lurking. Thanks for listening to my ramble about the vaquita and why I think it's important and why I care. And yeah. Yes, the northern rhinos. Yes, Dracon. That's the one. That's those are all extinct in the wild, which is yeah. I mean, we're starting to see more large mammals going extinct like that, and so I'm hoping that will start waking people up that we're gonna lose a lot of species that we thought were safe. So anyway, thank you guys for listening, and thanks for lurking. Thanks for spreading the word. If anybody wants to help with the push and spreading the word, you can share on Blue Sky this post. It's basically this image. I need to make a new one probably, but it's essentially this on Blue Sky, and it talks about why I'm doing it and what's required. So if you want to help, Miss Art Rules, thanks. If you want to help, feel free to share that link on Blue Sky. I've also got it posted on Instagram. So if you want to reshare that on your stories, there's a post on my Instagram that you can share about it. And yeah, thanks everybody. Res Coder, hello, welcome in. Thank you so much for dropping by, and thanks everybody for lurking. Okay, we're gonna get back to the seashells here, and we're gonna do the show and tell part of the art gym in about 15 minutes. So if anybody is still working on some studies, feel free to get those posted in the art gym section of the Discord. I forgot to do a prediction again. I usually do a prediction for how many studies I'm gonna get to, so it's a little late for that now. So sorry for anybody who misses the predictions. I'll try to remember to do them tomorrow morning. But yeah, anyway. Hey, Chrissy Carson. Thank you so much for coming by. You guys, I really appreciate the lurks. For anybody just now coming in, I hope, I just want to reiterate that, like, if you ever see that I have, like, pretty good numbers, like, I've made this mistake before because I thought, oh, they've got high numbers, it's fine. But you don't know, like, how low the numbers might have been at the start of stream. And it also helps make up for lower streams in the rest of the month, because there will be streams that we don't make the average. Like I think yesterday's art gym was just barely 75, even though we had a pretty big raid toward the end. It just takes time to make up that average. So because we got a raid from Gracie Ghosty like maybe 10-20 minutes ago, I may go slightly past 11. So if we get through the art gym like show and tell and we have some extra time, I may work on the sub-zoo a little bit. I'm actually kind of nervous to look at the sub-zoo because yesterday when I was after we raided out, I was trying to save to make sure I had saved it, and actually my art program froze and I have no idea if it actually saved. I went and looked at the file and the preview window looks like it shows all the stuff I did, so I'm hoping it just crashed and nothing got lost, but we'll find out. I'm a little nervous. I do have an older version of the file saved, but it's like at the very beginning of the month. So stay tuned if you guys want to find out with me whether or not. I meant to check before I started stream today, and I had to go let the chickens out, and I got a late start here in the studio, so I didn't have time to open it up before stream. So stay tuned, folks. Hopefully I don't have to redraw all of them. If I do, we're definitely going to have to do some sub-zoo doodles today. But I'd like to get caught up today or tomorrow, and then hopefully we'll be good for the month. I feel so sad too, Roran. Yeah, so I just want to warn everybody. But yeah, we'll probably open it up at the end of stream if you want to stick around. Thank you so much for the creature info. You're welcome, Pioneer. Thank you for listening, honestly. Yeah, I appreciate you. Just by listening and kind of becoming more educated about the vaquita, like, that helps. Like, I keep telling people, honestly, one of the best things you can do for any endangered animal, the vaquita or otherwise, is just have a conversation with somebody about it. Be like, oh, I learned this thing the other day. Have you ever heard about the vaquita? And then usually like, oh no, what's that? And then you can like open up Google and show them an image and they'll fall in love with it. Because it's a super easy to love animal. It's really cute. I mean, how can you not love the panda of the sea? Come on. Like, that's an easy win right there. Can you enable an autosave? I think it does have an autosave. Hey bots, good to see you. Thanks for coming in. I really appreciate your support, bots. I know we haven't had a chance to raid you recently, but if anybody's not already following bots, make sure that you do. Thank you so much for the support. Fantastic animator here on Twitch. Thank you. Yeah, I've never really done a seashell study. I'm actually gonna do a different one now, so I'm not gonna draw each one of these, but I'm gonna find a different one to do really quick. Yeah, we've been talking about the vaquita. I appreciate the lurks, guys, and thanks for listening to my rambles. Visit other streams and guide the raids. Yeah, if people will let you, and if anyone's willing to suggest me as a raid target for other streamers, it does really help make up for low view counts. The raids do count now, for those who don't know, so that actually makes it, I think, a little easier to push for partner than it used to be. So I'm fully willing to take advantage of that. So please. Oh gosh, speaking of, Blind Coyote, thank you so much for raiding in. I super appreciate that, friend. How are you? We're doing a shell study right now. Hey Nadaski, how are you too? And Fletcher, thank you for that follow. There it is. I was like, there should be an alert. Blind Coyote, how was your stream? Thank you so much for coming in. For anyone who doesn't know or didn't see in the title, I am doing a partner push right now. So if anybody wants to lurk and help with that, we were just talking about this, but I'm actually pushing because I would like to apply for the front page in time for Save the Vaquita Day. This is a highly endangered porpoise that I'd love to bring more awareness to. We were just talking about the power of awareness for endangered species. It's the world's smallest cetacean, and they call it the panda of the sea. So look it up if you want to learn more about it, but there's fewer than 20 left, so it's like kind of now or never if we're going to save this animal, and I'd love to tell more people about it to get it inspired to help and to spread word. So if you want to help me push for partner to reach this viewer average, even though the viewers are a little high right now, we had kind of lower numbers at the start of stream, so if anyone's able to lurk, it really does help. Stream was good, says Blind Coyote. We finished a line drawing for the commission. Oh, that's awesome. Well, if you want to share anything that you have that's work safe, either a social media link or something else, feel free to drop it in chat. I'd love to show it off on stream. Thank you for that, Big Gamey. We will do the gratitude jar in just a sec, but let me just introduce myself to the raiders. I don't know if you've all met me before, but my name is Casey. I am an illustrator. I do a lot of creatures, but I'm trying to get better at a lot of things. It's like people and objects. So we've started doing this thing in the morning called the art gym, and I'll tell you more about what we're doing. We're doing seashells today. But we also do like figure drawing and vehicles and architecture and environmental stuff. So if you ever want to come study along, we do that Monday through Wednesday at 9 a.m. Mountain Time until about 11 a.m. Mountain Time. So in about half an hour is when we'll start looking at everybody else's studies. But in the afternoon streams on Mondays and Wednesdays, you'll see me doing typically illustrations. So like here's an illustration featuring the vaquita, which is the little porpoise that I'm trying to raise awareness about, and a bunch of other cetaceans. But yeah, if you like animals, I do a lot of that. I do some creature design. We have this thing called sea slug dragons. I do that on the first Wednesday of the month, every month, and I'll show you some of those. But yeah, this is kind of the work that I do. So if you like watching digital painters, feel free to hit that follow button or just lurk, honestly, if you want to help me with the push. I'd really, really appreciate that. I did some dino stickers for Dinovember. I'm actually planning on doing a Dinovember challenge again this year in November, so if anybody is interested in dinosaurs, stay tuned. We'll be doing it. I have already got all the dinosaurs I want to do picked out, but these were some from previous years. And here is the sea slug dragons that I was talking about. So basically what I do is I let chat pick a sea slug, and they vote on it, and then I'll make a dragon design based on that slug. Sometimes they're more dragony, and sometimes they're just like creaturey, but they're really fun. I like doing them. I like getting inspired from nature, and I think sea slugs are just some of the coolest variety of animals on the planet, and a lot of good inspo in these creatures. So if you like watching creature art get made, this is what I do. And then one of these I actually made a sculpture out of. Here we go. This one right here. I also sculpt. So I sculpt on the last stream of the month. And here is an up-close image of that sculpture. But here's also a vaquita sculpture, so it's not always like creatures. I mean, sometimes it's like real animals and stuff too. Here's a dinosaur that I made. This one actually just sold yesterday, so this will be going to its new home, and hopefully I'll have some more sculptures posted on Ko-fi by the end of the week. But anyway, that's what I do. Thanks for hanging out. Let me see what Blind Coyote got up to. I see a link in chat. Let's see. What is the hardest animal for me to draw? I draw seashells on the Twitch shore. Yeah, exactly. I don't do a lot of insects, honestly. So I would say probably insects are my toughest draw. Yeah, I would say probably insects. Oops, hold on. I just closed. Why did I do that? Hold on. I'm also not a pro, so please be patient with me. Here's what Blind Cody's working on. Man, look at this interior. And look at the lighting. It's already so good. And we're just at like the sketch stage. Beautiful anthropomorphic otter study, I guess drawing, not study. Sea pig. Okay, we have two drawing animals. I will get to those. Insect dragon. Yeah, I should. But this looks great, Blind Cody. You guys, again, if you're not following Blind Cody art, this is who just rated us. You're really missing out on some fantastic creature art. Does anthropomorphic animals, but also like regular animals and a lot of really cool fantasy compositions, like really beautiful paintings. Seriously, go check out Blind Coyote. And thank you again so much for rating in. I really, really appreciate the help with the push, and just bringing your community over here to show off your cool art is an honor. Man, I love this. I need to learn how to do interiors like this. Like this window is just perfect. Oh, I love it. It looks so cozy. Like I want this, this reading nook. But yeah, if you guys are into following cool artists on Twitch, you can't do better than Blind Cody art. Incredible stuff. Look at this backpack. I know it's like a weird thing to fixate on, but look at the backpack. It's so good. The weight of it, the wrinkles in the material, like this is the result of being able, like having studied a lot of things for a very long time. I'd love to get to this level of like proficiency with environments and interiors. This is so cool. It looks so good. Oh, love it. Thank you so much for sharing. Very inspiring stuff. Yeah, Blind Cody's great. Hey, thanks for that lurk, Jax. I really appreciate that. Yeah, and thank you again, Blind Cody. If you have to raid and run, no worries. But again, if anybody from the raid wants to lurk and help me push for partner, even though our numbers are higher than 75 right now, our average at the beginning of stream didn't hit 75, I think, until pretty far into the stream. So we kind of have to let the average balance out. So if you don't mind lurking, if anyone's able to lurk, I'd really appreciate it. But no worries if you gotta go. But yeah, if you want to know how to lurk, you just you can mute the tab, but you can just let the video play and don't mute the video, and that should count as a lurk. Anyway, thank you all for being here. I really appreciate you. Yeah, Blank Cody is super friendly. Yeah, for sure. He recently did a piece and you love it. That's awesome. Nantom. Very cool. Yes, enjoy your lunch, Blank Coyote. Thank you again for coming in, and have a good rest of your day. I think I said hi to everybody who came in on the raid, but if not, I apologize. Feel free to repeat yourself. I'm going to be missing things a lot this month. This is definitely a lot more activity than I'm used to. So, okay, let's close this. Hold on, guys. What's going on? There's like something hitting my studio. It's freaking me out. Queentastic, thank you for the bits. Sorry that I'm distracted. I'm just like, is something about to bust in the wall? I don't know if you guys could hear that. My free cursed information. Oh no. Oh no! On the standard Windows calculator, the corner where the 8 and 9 keys join with the keys above is displaced to the side by a single pixel. Queentastic, why would you do this to me? I'll have to look at that. I actually have the calculator here. Oh shoot. Is this the one you mean, or do you mean the old one? I don't know if it's this version or not. I'm gonna have to look more closely at this. That's one? Oh no! No, I'm gonna be obsessed with this. I can't really tell right now, but this screen is like low res. Or you could be pranking me, to be honest. I'll have to look at that later. You gotta zoom. Oh, okay, I'll zoom in and be frustrated later. Reborn Phoenix, thank you for the follow, and thank you for the bits, Queentastic. That's really kind of you. Let's see. Are you Twitch friends with Pix Stitch? I do know the name, but I don't know if I've hung out in their stream enough to know them. But thank you for the recommendation. If you want to actually, because I don't know, I can't remember if you're in the Discord. If anyone wants to join the Discord, by the way, we have a lot of cool artists and photographers and streamers and just nerdy folks and science types. If you want to join the Discord and get in on some discussions, there's also a stream share section where you can post if you're live, or you can post a cool streamer that you think we should go check out. So if you don't mind, if you're in there, posting the link to their stream so I can find it. Feel free to leave immediately after if you'd like to. I'm not expecting people to stay in the Discord. I know there's like a million Discords and everybody's got one, and I'm definitely guilty of like being at max on Discord, so but yeah, if anyone has like cool streams you'd like to recommend, whether they're art streams or gaming streams or anything, drop them in that. You can gaslight yourself into believing it. How do my morning streams work? Yes, so for the art gym, basically we do about an hour of study time, and then around 11, so probably in about 10 minutes or so, I'll be looking at studies people have done, but we do it Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So if you just got here and you'd like to participate, but you're not going to finish in time for today's showcase, still post your studies in the art gym section of the Discord. As long as it's from observation and not imagination, it's welcome in the art gym section. Thank you, Pyro. There's my schedule. We're going to be doing another art gym study tomorrow. I forget what the topic is, but we'll look at it at the end of stream. But you can always just do any topic. You don't have to do what I'm doing. This is just like a suggestion, basically. But as long as it's work safe, pretty much that's my general rule for sharing anything on my screen. As long as it's work safe, I don't mind looking at it. And so as long as it's work safe and an actual observational study of some kind, or a foundational study, like you're practicing like values or three-dimensional form, like a lot of people are doing Draw a Box, which is like a learn to draw series that's free, drawabox.com if you want to check it out. But yeah, anything like that that's like practice, that's like the workout kind of idea behind the art gym. Put it in the art gym section and we'll show it on stream. And then if you're a streamer, let us know so we can shout you out. And we do it every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. So I don't want anyone to rush just to like get their work on screen, because you're always going to have another chance. Hopefully that explains it. You got the taco art books. Oh, nice. That's awesome. Yeah, if you have any kind of like foundational studies you want to share that you've found really helpful. Yeah, we call it the art gym. Yeah, Logic, and welcome in. Thank you for saying hi. So the idea behind the art gym, and I'd like to make some stickers about this or something. If I make it to TwitchCon, I'd love to pass out art gym stickers, but the idea is it's like kind of like how you need accountability to go to the gym, you know, like the real gym. Like I feel like I need that for doing studies. For my entire art career, I've always said I'm going to start every day with 30 minutes of warm-up studies. And then I just never did. So it turns out for me, I need accountability, and that's why I started streaming my study process. And so like forcing myself to do that with people has really, I've done more studies in the past year than I've done in my entire art career combined. So thank you all for the accountability. So yeah, it's kind of like the no pain, no gain mentality. Like we're here to get the bad drawings out, basically, is the idea behind the art gym. So that's why it's always our little mantra. And basically, we're just kind of studying and practicing together, and then we're sharing our studies as we go. So if anyone wants to share, we do have a Discord. The link is in the chat above. There is an art gym section. Just make sure that anything you share in there, like I said, is work safe and is from observational study. If it's like a finished, like hyper-realistic portrait, that probably belongs in art share. But if the purpose of the image is to learn or to study, that's kind of the idea behind the art gym. So there's a pin up at the top of the art gym if you're not sure if it qualifies as a study. And I have kind of like my interpretation of what that means, but basically it's like if it's mostly from observation or reference, you know, it counts as a study. If your end goal of the drawing was to have a finished piece, then it's probably not a study. But if your end goal of the drawing was to learn or to practice, then it's a study. Hopefully that makes sense. Someone that doesn't use Clip Studio, well, I'm not gonna lie to you, I do use Clip Studio for my paintings, but for my studies, I like this lighter weight program of Krita. And I've done a few paintings in Krita, but I haven't finished anything in it because there's just certain brushes and brush textures that I like better in Clip Studio. But I'm trying to transition away from Photoshop, so those are the programs I use the most right now is Krita and Clip Studio. Let's see. Let's see, we have, thank you, Nantam, for that follow. I appreciate that. But yeah, let me know if that answered the question about the art gym. It's open to anybody, anyone of any skill level. Like I said, as long as it's work safe, I'd love to invite anyone to practice because, I don't know, I talk a lot about how art is a skill and you have to be willing to sit down and develop that skill. And sometimes it just takes accountability and struggling with others to make you kind of motivated to do that. So did I find the perspective tool? I did. It's broken on my computer at home. I think I messed up some hotkeys or something because it doesn't work well. It works a little better here. So I haven't played with it much. Honestly, right now is not when I, I'm probably not going to do any messing with it right now, but it is on my list of things to play with so I can learn how to use it. Yeah, I do still need a little bit of hand holding. Am I an art teacher? Logic. So it's funny you ask that. I used to be. So if you get art teacher vibes, I used to be an elementary school art teacher. Surprise. So if anyone gets that kind of a vibe, that's why. Sorry. It's just one of those things I can't get out of my system. But yeah, I used to be an elementary school art teacher, and then I transitioned to illustration as a career in like roughly 2016. Mia Riff Gif, sorry if I said your name wrong, thank you for the follow. Oh, Metabang, yeah, I've heard of that one, I haven't used it. You've never had an art teacher, really? Wow, I'm sorry. Well, feel free to hang out here, we do a lot of teachy stuff. Okay, I'm going to do one more little study, and then we're going to get into the art gym section of the Discord here in a minute. By the way, I don't know if I posted this, but if anybody from the raid wants to check out my socials, they're here. Feel free if you want to follow any or like or share anything. Any artist will tell you that's like the nicest thing you can do for us, and the most helpful thing is just to help spread the word about our art. The algorithms, especially on Instagram, are extremely brutal. And definitely love to not put you in hashtag searches. So like my work is basically unfindable. So the more people like or bookmark or share my work, the more likely it is to show up in hashtags or searches. So thank you for helping me beat the algorithm. For a teacher, you got me in big trouble by messaging a lot. Turgis, no! Oh, okay, you're joking. I was like, I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to interrupt you. Turgis, don't. Listen, I'm too gullible for the internet. You guys should know this by now. You have to be nice to me. I've been afraid of the internet for like my whole life, and this being on Twitch is like me trying to get out of that shell and like put myself out there. It's terrifying, honestly. Very cool. Yeah, no worries. Just let us know if you guys do start streaming, and if you participate in the art gym, we're happy to shout you out when we look at your work. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. I saw that you responded. I haven't had a chance to read it, but thank you, Turgis. Sorry for bugging you. Okay, let's see. I'm going to say we're going to go for another 5 minutes or so. Let me do one more study. I'm going to find one more shell. Let's do like a totally different shell shape. Which, I don't know if anyone's interested. I found this website, you guys, that has such cool Such cool shell breakdowns. I did pin this in my Pinterest board, which is linked at the top of chat. But if anyone just wants like a direct link to this website, it does say not secure because it doesn't have the HTTPS, but I think it's really cool. It's just like information about different types of shells and like what they're called and the creatures. Like I think it's super interesting. So if you want some cool shell references, this is where the website where I got this one. But I'm gonna do a totally different shell shape. I'm gonna find like a clam shell, I think, and do a little. Actually, I do like this one. There's some really good ones in this. Oh man, these are so cool. Ooh, I love the colors in this one. Okay, I may do a quick paint. I don't have time probably to do a quick paint study of this one. Oh, but look how cool it is. Guys, look how cool this shell is. I know it's kind of a similar shape to the one I just did, but look at that. Isn't that cool? I want to do a paint study of the colors. Look at the purple. Oh, it's so cool. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and do a quick gestural paint study of this one. But yeah, again, thanking anybody who's lurking from the raids. I do appreciate that. Helps a lot with that view count to hit partner. We'll just, I don't know why I'm doing it like this. This is a very silly process for me. All right, you know what? It's just gonna look weird. Okay. Maybe I can select. Can I select? Can you do that in Krita? This and delete, maybe? Perfect. Okay, that's better. Gosh, look how pretty that shell is. I love it. Okay, I'm just gonna do a quick little study. Oh, I actually hate the black background. It's distracting. Okay, we're just gonna do it this way. All right. Cool. Painting, drawing, painting and drawing. You grabbed your phone to take a picture. Yeah. Stop. We've talked about doing a sorry counter, Turgis. Believe it or not, I'm way better about apologizing than I used to be, but it is a bad habit. I'm trying to break it. Thank you for your patience. I've learned that instead of saying sorry, it's a better habit to say thank you for something. Like thank you for understanding, or thank you for your patience, or thanks for the heads up, instead of saying like sorry all the time. So I'm working on it. Book Snail, welcome in, and thank you for that follow. Storm Medley, I appreciate that. We're back. Oh, were we in ads? Did I just totally miss an ad? I'm sorry. If I did. You had mentioned if we stream, we can let you know. Yeah, so whenever we do, so I think I was probably, I mean, it's cool. Definitely let us know, Crazy Carson. But we also have a stream share section in the Discord if you ever want to post in there when you're live so that we can all like be aware of it. Highly recommend doing that, not just in my Discord, but like any Discord that has like an art community, because that's going to be a good way to meet people. But I was probably specifically talking about like the art gym. Like when we do the show and tell here in a minute for the studies, we like to shout out any streamers, just so people can know where to go follow their work. That's what I was probably referring to. But either way, it's totally fine. I don't get super like territorial about that. I find that most of Art Twitch is pretty cool about that. There's a few streams that they don't like to acknowledge that other people stream too, but it's okay. That's everybody's prerogative. Okay, let's see. Kev has some fun facts for us. Hold on. Scientific fun facts about shells. Shells are made from slugs that are struggling with body image issues. It's like a hoodie for slugs, yeah. So remember, whenever you see a slug, you have to give them positive words of affirmation. This is scientific for sure, chat. Scientific fact from Kev number 2. There are different kinds of shells. How many? At least 2 kinds, if not more. I mean, technically true. Yes, we've already seen 2 kinds. 3, the scientific community reviewed all the collected data they have, and they have come to the conclusion that shells are very pretty. These are great facts, Kev. Thank you for sharing. For those who are only here for Kev's fun facts, I know there's a group of you. You're free to leave now. They have occurred. Thank you, Kev. For some of you, that's the only reason you're here on my stream, and I understand. They are very fun. But thank you, Kev, for sharing. I hope you're doing well, Kev. Thanks for coming and hanging out for a bit. I hope things are going well for you. Thank you, Easel, for popping in. I appreciate you. Guys, make sure you're following Beat Easel as well. Incredible oil painter here on Twitch. Jack Lantern, it's hard because you only have a tablet. Yeah, you can't use OBS or any special themes or elements. Oh, do you mean like an iPad? Yeah, so there's this, like an iPad tablet. So there's this, I forget, I don't know if anybody in chat streams on the iPad, but I think there's something called AirPlay, if I'm not mistaken. I know Chuck Curry streams on the iPad, and she gave me some info. I need to go look that back up again, because I did stream one time from the iPad using it. And they have like a 20-day free trial, and then I think it's like $20 or something. It's really pretty cheap, and it's a one-time buy. So that's what I used in the past, if I'm thinking of the right program. So you don't need OBS, you can just stream directly through that. Let's see. Who am I behind on? Let's see. Who have I missed in chat? I probably missed somebody. Excited to draw along some shells, and you had to babysit a surprise visit contractor who was higher than I'd ever seen a dude in my life. Oh, Sloppy, I hope that went well. That's really funny. Instead of saying sorry, try saying excuse you. The result is much more interesting. Kev, I don't know if you've met me, but hi, I'm Casey. That is way too confrontational for me, but that is very funny to think about. Oh, no, Chrissy, you're totally fine. You're totally fine. Craig, thank you. Hopefully I'll do one more. I'm behind in chat somehow. How did this happen? Scrolling. There we go. There's the bottom of chat. Yeah, I'm doing really well. The push is going pretty well. I think we might lurk. I might stream just a little past the show and tell of the art gym, just because we got a couple of really generous raids, and if people are willing to keep lurking for a little longer, I think I'm not good at math, so feel free to correct me on this, but I think if we go for maybe half an hour and keep kind of this view count, I think it'll offset those low numbers at the start of stream and might help us hit the 75 average for today. So I'm not sure how today's stream will go. But we'll see. I'm cautiously optimistic. And again, if anybody wants to help with the push and like secure numbers, basically the sooner you get into stream, which I hate to even ask because I know it's like, I don't want to make it like a job for anybody, but if anybody wants to really help me secure those numbers, the start of the stream is the time to be there if you can. So my streams are 9 a.m. Mountain Time, Monday through Wednesday for the art gym. Here's the schedule again. And the afternoon streams are at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So I know not everybody can make all of them, but if there is a stream that you think you can make and you want to come, just try to be as early as possible. I think it helps a lot with the average. And thanks to everybody. There were a lot of people who were here really early, and I appreciate that too. Reflector 4 says Kev is the way to go. Okay, for iPad streaming, got it. You must things when had a one-time purchase often. Yeah, there's a few things that do, and like I said, I think if I'm thinking of the right program, it's AirPlay, and that one was like $20 one time, and it's not too bad. A spider conch, is that what this is called, Dr. Hubs? It's really pretty. I'm going to paint it here in a second. Do a tongue click, then say flatly, what? Oh gosh, you guys. No, I can't do this. It's too scary. I don't want people to be mad at me. Yeah, pretty much, yeah. Miss art rules. They offer a premium price for, oh, see, I hate that too. The lower shell is called a spider conch. Is it conch or conch? I actually don't know if I've ever said that word right. I'm really insecure about saying words wrong on stream. I apparently can't pronounce caterpillar ever. That's the best I've ever done. So, you know, just be aware of that. It's conch? Okay. Oh, is it? Oh, chonk. Thanks for the help. It's conch. Okay, I kind of thought it might be conch, but I grew up reading it instead of hearing it. And so in my head, it's like conch shell. So conch shell. Okay, I'll try and fix that. I did that with the word chasm for a very long time because I'd only ever read the word chasm, but I'd never heard it said, and so I thought it was chasm. English is dumb, guys. CH sounds should make CH sounds. I'm just saying. It's unnecessarily confusing. But yeah, make sure that you guys are following Be It Easel. I want to make sure I've been really bad at shoutouts since the push started, so I hope nobody's offended. I try to get them when I see an artist that I know in chat or a streamer, but I have missed a lot of folks. And I apologize for that. And I know people keep telling me not to worry about it, but you know. Okay, let's see. I'm gonna do a painty study real fast of this. I'm gonna just try to stay really loose because I just like these colors. But thank you all for lurking, and for anybody who is just hanging out, I appreciate it. We are gonna look at the studies in the art gym in about 10 minutes. I'm gonna go a little bit past 11 just because I would like to secure the average, so if anyone's able to wait. I appreciate that a lot. Thank you for that lurk, Moxie. It means a lot. English be like, nah, yeah, exactly. You can tell when someone was a reader but didn't hear words when they try to say chasm and paradigm. Paradigm. Thankfully, I never said paradigm because I think I had heard that word paradigm. Like my parents watched the news a lot and I would just be in the room. And I think I'd heard it and I recognized it in context when I read it as a kid. But chasm is not a casual conversation word. Like I read a lot of adventure books as a kid. So they were always talking about the character like leaping over a chasm or coming up against a chasm. And I definitely always read it as chasm. Finally, I think it was middle school before somebody corrected me. That's why I'm so embarrassed about that one. Because I was like saying chasm. And I had a friend look at me and go, "You mean chasm?" I was like, "Oh, I guess that is what I mean." Whoops. Paradigm. There's some others that I've said badly, but I can't. Chasm is the one that I most remember. Oh, the other one that got me was subtle. So I actually thought subtle and subtle were two words that meant the same thing but were spelled differently, because English also has those. So I actually didn't know that you pronounced what I thought was subtle as subtle until I was relatively old as well. It just like clicked for me one day when I saw somebody reading it. I was like, oh, those words are the same. Yeah. Anyway. Hey, Trader Joe, it's good to see you. Did you know you can check your average on the creator dashboard? Yes, I did. Yeah, so that's what I've been watching. So it doesn't like populate the stream. It doesn't. Or another one that got me for some reason was taught. Like I used to say taunt for some reason. I just inserted the letter in that word and thought it meant like to hold something tight. Anyway, English is weird. Yeah. Paradigm. It is fun to say that way. Reading D&D books as a kid greatly expanded. Yeah, that's true. I read a lot of fantasy novels in like higher level reading, I guess, when I was a kid. So my vocabulary exceeded my understanding of how things were pronounced pretty early. But yes, Trader Joe, thank you. And I hope you're doing well. Thanks for popping in. And again, thank you everybody who's lurking. It really does help. I'm going to quickly try and make this paint study. So for anyone who's curious about how the push is going, because I haven't updated on that since the beginning of stream, we just reached, if I'm understanding how this works correctly, I think you have to have 8 individual streams that pass 75 average viewers. But because I stream twice a day on Monday and Wednesday, I'm not sure if that's going to be like, they're going to count those as one stream. So I need to figure that out. But if it's individual streams, then I actually already did the first required 8 on the 4th. So if that's true, then that means technically the next, like July 4th will be this, like from the 4th to July 4th will be my second set of 30. So I think if we can hit 8 streams that average, I'm not sure if they make me wait until the 4th to submit. I may have to. But I might try to submit as early as possible, because I've heard if you submit and they reject you, they just make you go for 2 more weeks. I don't know if that's true. But if it is, I might just submit 2 weeks before the 4th, as long as we keep having streams that average 75. So thank you again to anybody lurking to help me do that. So far, basically, since the push started, they've all hit 75 viewers. Some just barely, but this one might just barely pass. I'm not sure how the averaging works. But again, thank you to everybody lurking, and I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord if you want updates on that. No, thank you, Trader Joe. I really appreciate it. I think it's exclamation point ref. Amaze. But there is a link at the top of chat too if anybody wants it. Can we do a special 4th of July stream? Like do a fireworks study or something? I don't even know what day the 4th of July is on. Cat and pillow. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, pronunciation is hard. I'm gonna switch. Let's do a little more upbeat track here. Does Twitch notify you? Yes. So once I hit 75 average for the month, I did get an invite, and that's when, I'll show you after the ads, but that's when the application thing actually opened up. But we are in ads right now, so we'll put a pause on that and revisit that conversation in just a minute. Because you've heard that for some people it takes a few weeks, yeah. So I'll basically have to keep pushing while I wait back on the application. So I haven't decided yet if I'm going to try to apply early or just wait until the 4th. It's a Friday. Oh, I'll probably be at my day job, unfortunately, so I won't be able to stream. Okay, we're in an ad break, so for anybody who can hear the sound of my voice, if you'd like to stretch with me, I like to start at the beginning of the ads with a posture stretch. So we're going to unshrimp, everybody. So you're going to take your shrimp hunched posture and just overcorrect that. Kind of make an arched, like, C shape with your back. Is that your unshrimping emotes? Or you can flail, I guess, too. Do some shoulder rolls. But arch your back and then push your shoulders together behind your back to try and, like, pretend like you're trying to crack a walnut. Like, really, really push. And this is going to, like, stretch and flex those back, shoulder, and neck muscles. Unroll shell. Yeah. You can also push your neck back as you do this to kind of give a little bit of a neck stretch, too. Or maybe roll your neck as you do it. We just kind of want to open up everything back there. If anything hurts, like, sharply, don't do it. But, yeah, we should make a stretch emote. I need to show you guys all the emotes I have lined up to make. I'm already backlogged by, like, 10 emotes. So I'll show you guys, if we ever finish the sub-zoo, I will show you guys my emote list, and we can maybe talk about which ones you guys want first. But there's a few that are backlogged that have been requested, so I'm going to get those as well. Yeah, I'm terrible at it too, Chrissy Carson, so that's why I like to do it during the ad breaks. And that's actually part of why I put all the ads together, so that we have a solid 3 minutes to stretch. But right, after about 20 to 45 seconds, you're going to relax. So you basically, Chrissy, okay, I never know, so thank you. But you're basically going from this to this, and then you just relax the arch. So it's going to basically take you and just straighten you up. And that's kind of the idea. So if you do that every time you notice that your shoulders are rolling forward, like I've been doing this stretch for over a year now, and I've really noticed the difference. Like I do it whenever I'm driving, like sitting, walking, standing, like anytime I notice my shoulders kind of going toward this middle of my chest, like rolling and hunching, I just pause and do that arched back stretch and kind of do some shoulder rolls, and it's really helped. Like I've started sitting up better and noticing that this doesn't feel weird to have my shoulders back anymore. Buff snow art, I don't know about that, Ungoy. Also hi, Ungoy. But one day I'd like to have a lift redeem, so to like make me get up and go do some like push-ups or something on stream. Of course I would have like a little animated person here. I'm not ever gonna do that on just like never gonna do that on cam on stream. I'm way too insecure for that. But I will do some off stream stretches and sit-ups and stuff, while a little like my idea is to have like a little animated version of myself, like little Chibi Casey, like doing like jumping jacks or curls or something. So that stretch helped. That's awesome, Trader Joe. Yeah, it helps me a lot too. And then this one is my favorite carpal tunnel stretch. So if you can't see what I'm doing, you take your hand, point your fingers at the ground. A physical therapist told me this is the best one to do for carpal tunnel. And then you basically, as your fingers are pointed at the ground, you take your other hand and just gently, like try to get your thumb in there too, but you're just gently going to pull your fingers back toward your body. And if this is too hard or if it hurts, you can also do the prayer pose. I'm like hyper flexible, so the prayer pose doesn't really do much for me, but try to hold both of those for about 20 to 45 seconds. This is the prayer pose. You just like do this and then push your hands towards your belly. So it does basically the same thing if you're less flexible. VTuber for workout, yeah, sort of like that. It would just be like a little animated, like little Chibi Casey, like doing jumping jacks, I think. Yeah, I need to as well, Sloppy. I need to do more push-ups. I was getting into a good routine of doing push-ups. I have some friends who do push-ups like once an hour. Just like 5 to 10 push-ups an hour, and they've said that really helps a lot. Like it gives your body time to rest, and the first like week they're like, yeah, you really feel it, but then you get like super strong. So I don't know, I kind of want to try that sometime. Okay, real quick guys, I'm gonna do a really quick study. I know I have some Draw Me and animals too, but I just really like these colors, so thank you for your patience. I was kind of planning on going a little past the normal time today just to really secure those partner push numbers, so thank you for your patience on that. And for hanging out if anyone can. I super appreciate it. Casey Smith machine? I don't even know what that means, but it sounds scary. Yeah, like a push-up redeem, already go. But yeah, it'll be like a lift redeem. So yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm trying not to hunch though. It's like my purpose for trying to do those stretches is, frankly, it's really basic, but I just don't want to have pain when I'm older. Like I don't want to have back pain, and I know a lot of back pain is caused by poor posture habits. And over time you can like have like deposit build up to kind of compensate for bad posture, and then it's like really not correctable. So I'm trying to like prevent any of that right now. So yeah, thanks for the accountability with that. So anyway, if you have a sub, that's what we do, and if you don't have a sub, that's still what we do. So nobody misses any art during the ads. I'm trying to be considerate, but yeah, it's like a once an hour reminder to stretch basically around here. You heart carbs? Me too. I'm trying really hard to watch my bread intake right now as well. I need to lose some weight, so It's just hard. I've been sitting so much this year. I've been so invested in like art and pushing my career forward and streaming. I haven't been hiking as much. Like I got an invitation to go hiking this morning and I just like, I don't have time before getting ready for this and helping out with the chickens. So I really hope that I can go do more hikes and things and have a little bit better work-life balance. But it's hard, you know, because right now I feel like, I don't know, I just feel like right now things seem to finally, for the first time in like almost a decade of on and off trying to get into the art industry, like I'm finally starting to feel like there's some traction with my work, and most of that's due to you guys here on Twitch, honestly. Like I can't tell you how grateful I am for all the support both on Twitch and on social media. I've met so many cool people, and like I don't think I would have had any social media growth this year if not for really kind people from Twitch like following and interacting with me on socials. So thank you guys. And it's really, I've met some industry connections, and like I just feel like stopping right now is not a good career move, but it does mean my health is not where it should be. So I'm trying to find a good balance with that. Do I drink enough water? Probably not. I actually left my water in my bag at the start of stream, so I need to go get that. Chrissy, do I ever go to Lightbox? Oh my gosh, I would love to go to Lightbox someday. There's no way I would ever be brave enough to like table at Lightbox. There's just too, I mean, all the people that I admire in the art industry, I feel like go to Lightbox and show there. But it would be really cool to go someday and meet people. I actually applied to go to TwitchCon this year, and I found out a bit too late that TwitchCon's actually the week before Lightbox. So if I don't know if it's like that every year, but if I had been smart, I would have scheduled the weekend of TwitchCon and the weekend of Lightbox to be in San Diego. I don't know if they're going to do that next year, but if they do, I may, if I try to go to both, I may do that next year and see if I can go find a way to get into both. I don't know. I've applied to TwitchCon for Artist Alley. They might be looking at my application now, so thank you guys for lurking. Also, who knows? Maybe if they check out my page and I'm streaming live and they can see what I'm doing, maybe they'll let me in. I have no idea, but I'd love to go. I've never been to California, and so it'd be really cool to get to go visit and have a cool art excuse to like go meet more people who stream art on Twitch and who just stream in general on Twitch and maybe sell my work there. Because if I'm able to go as an artist, it'll help me offset the costs of travel and the costs of the Airbnb that I'm going to be renting. Anyway, we'll see. But no, I've never been to Lightbox. Sorry, that was a really long-winded answer to your question. One day I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Lightbox. I think it'd be super awesome. Very, very many art idols of mine go to Lightbox every year, or at least every few years, and it'd be cool to meet some. One day. It's such a blast. You've been? Oh, that's so cool. You bought your roller skates because when in California, is that a thing? I have rollerblades. Are rollerblades okay? I've never been. I don't know anything about. Is San Diego the one that has all the like hills, or is that's San Francisco? I think. One of them has like that one really famous street that's like crazy. Where's that? Twitch partner hosting a live in-person art gym panel. Oh, at TwitchCon? That would be cool. If I had been thinking, I would have maybe offered to do that as like a panelist. No, we'll see. We'll see. We'll see if I even get in. Maybe another time. But I was thinking, Sloppy, of if I do make it into Artist Alley, I was thinking of doing like an interactive part of my booth where like if you do a study from something you see at TwitchCon and come show it to me, I'll give you an art gym sticker or something. Just to like encourage the idea of observational drawing, like no matter the quality, like and I'll just tell people the same thing that I tell people here, which is if you're drawing from observation, try to look at what you're drawing more than your paper. That's kind of the main guideline that I like to give, because if you're looking at your hand doing the drawing more than you're looking at your actual reference, what you're going to end up doing is accidentally drawing what you think you see, or using your schema, like your idea of what it looks like, rather than actually observing and learning. So yeah, that'd be super fun. The PogChamp lizard head, yeah, that'd be a good one to send people after. Like a PogChamp study. Maybe I'll do that so that people know what to draw. Because maybe if I say draw something at TwitchCon, it might be too vague and intimidating. But I think that'd be really fun to kind of get people engaged a little bit at the booth. And then it would also get people coming back to the booth too, to like turn in there, to like show me their drawing. Which might be cool. I don't know. Yeah, so that was my idea for TwitchCon. we'll see. We'll see if they let me in, and then if I can implement it. It does mean that I need to design like an art gym sticker, though. But I was thinking it'd be something like little Chibi Casey, like deadlifting a paintbrush or something. Pretty much was my idea. Schema, yeah. Oh, one less E, Miss Art Rules, but yeah, you can add it to the counter. That's San Francisco. Okay, but there is a steeper street in San Diego County. Really? I do hear that you can skate at the park under the Bay Bridge. Cool. The Bob Ross IP holders are vultures. Wait, what are we talking about? Are they? I don't know anything about the Bob Ross situation. You don't need the... Oh, is there a Bob Ross area at TwitchCon? That's funny. Casey Snow area? Oh my gosh. We could do an art gym area. Maybe I'll tell TwitchCon about it. Schemer germs. Yeah, that's funny. There you go, Miss Art Rules. Yeah, I've never been to California. Honestly, yes, the San Diego Zoo, Dan the BC Man. If I stream from San Diego, like IRL, I might do a San Diego Zoo stream. Possibly stream at TwitchCon. We'll see what the signal is like, but I only have my phone. I don't have an IRL rig. Did you guys hear that? Was that in my music or was that outside? Guys, I'm hearing so many weird sounds today. Alright, didn't happen again, so. I've been very paranoid ever since the Bobcat Banshee incident. Okay, it was probably just like a weird sound outside. Maybe it was a bird. How's actual family have no access? Oh no, I didn't know that, Sloppy. That's terrible. Oh, he would be so sad to know that. That's such a shame about his legacy there. You woke up at the sonic boom of a rocket launch. Oh gosh, Sarky, wow. Did it end up being a bobcat? I think so. I posted a video recording of what I heard in the stream event section of my Discord. If anybody wants to go listen to it, all you can see is a curtain that was by my window. But then I posted a link to a YouTube video I found that had a very similar, not quite the same, but like similar sound. And I put the timestamp in there too. So if anybody wants to go hear kind of what I was hearing, basically what I was hearing sounded like a chirping velociraptor. It was horrifying. So I'm pretty sure, I don't know if we have fisher cats out here. I've seen bobcats on this property before, like hunting the animals. So I'm pretty sure it was a bobcat, but it could have been a mountain lion because I know they make similar sounds too. I don't know if we have fisher cats out here. I think that might be more of a like less desert environment. Yes, yeah. So, but it didn't sound like a fox or a raccoon, which I also know can have those kind of screams, Chrissy. It sounded a lot like a bobcat, the one that I linked. If anybody wants to go check it out. Yeah, big cats make the weirdest sounds. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a bobcat right outside my window, but it was like rubbing up against my studio, like bumping into it, like sniffing around. A mountain lion is a better story. Yeah, but it makes me less nervous to think that there was a bobcat outside versus a mountain lion. We do get mountain lions here in this part of Colorado. My studio is like right up on a mountain, like side of a mountain for those who don't know. So it's very possible that it could have been a mountain. They've been sighted on that mountain before. So I prefer to think it's a bobcat because that makes me less nervous about having to work late here because I have to walk about 50, 80 yards or so down a hill to actually get to my car where I park. I can't park right next to my studio, unfortunately, because I'd have to come in the gate. And sometimes they let the goats out, and the goats like to climb all over anything that they find. And they've definitely scratched up the hood of my car before. And I wouldn't want them to like jump on the windshield and like break it. So I have to keep it like outside where the goats can get to it. Yeah. So it just means there's a bit of a sketchy walk to get to my car when I'm done in the studio. But yeah, my studio, for those who don't know, is on a homestead property. We've actually done some IRL like study streams from here, and I'd like to do more of those in the future. I have a lot of things I'd like to do, and I think once we get through the partner push, I'll start doing more like unusual type streams like that, just to kind of play around and yeah, do different things. I'd love to go on a sketch hike up one of these mountains with you guys, but I need to get like a good IRL rig for that. Aw, Raga, thank you. Thank you for making a command. That's actually really helpful. Let's try it. Let's see if that works. Oh, perfect. The art gym is an accountability session to help each other do the boring part of art making. Practice and study from observation. Observation drawing would be better at imaginative drawing. Oh my gosh, thank you. That is what I say constantly. Thank you, Raga. That's super. Raga, Raga gets all the kudos. Raga has helped me make the raid command that I kept forgetting to make, and the art gem that people suggested that I kept forgetting to make. Thank you, Raga. Appreciate your tech savvy. I always forget that mods can do that. I think it's just on Moobot, or is it on both? I think I'll have to disable it, because I think when you make the command, I think it works for Stream Elements and Moobot. Oh no, this one just did it on Stream Elements. Okay, perfect. Anyway, thank you, Raga. I appreciate that. Yes, thank you everybody. Amaze, Raga, Pyro, Rue. I appreciate all my mods so much. You made a raid message? Yeah, Ungoy, but yours is a lie. Your raid message is misleading and always makes me sound so egotistical. We're not doing your raid message. You always tell people I'm a pro, and I hate that connotation. Been brainstorming in mod. Thank you, mods. Mods! If you guys have mod love emotes, my mods are amazing. Thank you guys for helping and for doing that. That makes me so happy. And takes some of the burden off of me to somehow not be forgetful constantly. All the mod love. Yes, exactly, Miss Art Rules. It's Moobot and Streamlabs clashing. Okay, I can get in there. I think I have to go in there and disable the command in one of them. I think I'm limited on how many custom commands I can have in Moobot. So I think Streamlabs or Elements, whichever one it is there's like unlimited, but... Okay, I gotta finish this study. I may not finish this one on stream, to be honest, because I want to get into the art gym and see what you guys have been doing, and I don't want you guys to have to wait forever for those who have like a timeline. And then I think I have some Drawing Animals I have to get to as well. So let's just, man, there's so much detail in this. I just really love this. I might have to do this off stream. Maybe I'll do this as like a warm down, like a cool down or something this evening. Kind of revisit it when I'm not so distracted. Yeah, I might have to do that because there's a lot of texture and detail that I want to study here. But I don't think I can do it justice in 5 minutes. So let's get into the art gym studies and see what you guys did. You're in Portland and you have the month of July off. That's cool. You work in a school district. Nice. And you really need to get out and do some, do some plein air. That's awesome. Are you familiar with Plein Air April, Chrissy? Plein Air April is like an April study challenge that happens every April. Okay, so last call for any, submissions for the art gym. As long as it's a study done from observation, it's totally fine to go in the art gym section. You can always check out the pins. I'll show you guys what those are. Let me get up to yesterday's. So you can always check out the pins up here. And just if you want, like, if you're not sure what it means, there's also like a little detail here. Please to share your studies. Check the pins for more details. But basically something from observation, reference, or foundational art practice is totally fine here. Oh gosh. Struble! Oh my gosh! Thank you so much for coming in. We're about to get into the art gym show and tell, but before I do that, let's welcome Struble. Struble, thank you so much for raiding in, for helping with the push. For anyone who isn't aware, I'm doing a partner push right now. Snow, you're a sweet bean. I'm doing a partner push to try and get on the front page in time for Save the Vaquita Day. It's a highly endangered porpoise. I'll do my little spiel really fast. And you have to be partnered to apply for the front page. So that's my whole purpose in pushing. If you want to help, just lurk. Raids actually count now toward partner push numbers for this average of 75. And if you want to help, just hang out for a little bit. Oh my gosh, you guys, thank you for the follows. Holy cow, I will thank you guys by name in just a second. But yeah, so I'm trying to be partnered by August. We're actually in the second half of the push right now, I think. I need 8 more days that I hit, or 8 more streams. It's really unclear. That I hit 75 average viewers before I can apply. So thank you guys for helping me do that. And thank you for helping me spread some awareness about this highly endangered porpoise. There's fewer than 20 left. And so I really think it's something that I'd love to get on the front page to tell more people on Twitch about. But let me say hi to everybody who's coming on the raid. Right now we're doing Seashell Studies for the art gym. And we actually just have a brand new command that explains the art gym. But let me scroll up and say hi. Thanks again, mods. You guys are awesome. Okay, so we have E-Love. Hey, E-Love. Thank you for coming in on the raid. And Tolish and Brianna Sings and Struble, of course, raid. She Who Geeks, welcome in. Guys, go follow Struble if you aren't already. And Strubes, if you have any art that's, as long as it's work safe, if you want to share it on stream or a social media link, whatever you'd like to promote, just drop it in the chat. I like to show off work from raiders and get some art tax. And yeah, what did you guys get up to today? Tell us all about it. Looks like you were doing some art. Usually is doing art. Struble has very cute art, by the way. Very like I always feel like Struble would be such a shoe-in for like the kids book industry. Just like super cute like animals a lot of the time, and just cute little characters. Very fun stream too. Very fun personality. Go check out Struble if you don't know Struble. Xena, Unicorn, welcome in, and Tech, welcome. Thank you all for coming over. Mana, thank you for coming in. Tab Merge, aw, Elove, I appreciate you lurking. Thank you. I'm honored to be part of a Tab Merge. Let's see. Let's do the art gym. Yeah, we're studying seashells. I was actually just about to get into the show and tell, but if anybody wants to, there's references at the top of chat. If you want to study something else, you're totally welcome to. This is just a topic that I chose today because I have never studied seashells. And it's just the idea of like getting the bad drawings out and kind of trying to have accountability to just struggle together. So if anybody's into that, folks of all skill level are totally welcome. The Violin, thank you for the follow. And Brazen Hearted, that's a cool name. I appreciate you coming in. Let's see. Brianna Sings, thank you for the lurk. That means a whole heck of a lot during the push. And Unicorn, thank you for the follow. I told them about the push. Oh my gosh, Struble, you're so sweet. Thank you, everybody who's able to lurk. I really, really appreciate that. Brazen Hearted, welcome. I am pushing for partner, yeah. Let me get to the bottom of chat. I'm so sorry. Loading in, welcome back in. And there we are. There we are. Yeah, there's some information about the Vaquita in the chat. If you guys like those Vaquita emotes, I also have some free Vaquita emotes if anybody wants to help promote the Vaquita. Like I said, there's fewer than 20 left in the world, so it's the most endangered marine mammal on the planet. It lives in the Sea of Cortez, which is like the Gulf of California. And last year, Save the Vaquita Day was September 7th, so my goal was to be partnered by August. Doing a limited color challenge. Yeah, share either one if you have some merch you want to share, or if you have whatever you want to share is fine. Yeah, as long as it's work safe, that's all I ask. So it's up to you. If you want to share some art, if you want to share merch, just let me know. Drop it in the chat, and yeah, we'll show it off. Toaster strudel. Man, I haven't had one of those in forever. Which medium do you art? Yeah, let me show you guys my art while I'm waiting for Stroobs. Like I said, I'm pushing for the Vaquita. We can talk about the Vaquita more if you guys are interested. Let me know if you have questions. But this is like typically what I do. So I am trying to get into kids' books. That's why I ask that things stay work safe here. There are people potentially from that industry who hang out here. I'm going to be pitching to agents and publishers this summer. So yeah, thank you for your help with that. And this is kind of my body of work. I do a lot of creatures. Here's actually an image that I painted last year featuring the Vaquita. This is the Vaquita porpoise right here. It's kind of a magical setting, but a lot of other cetaceans are here as well. Yeah, hopefully I'll be getting this and a few other things printed in time for conventions this summer. I've applied to be at TwitchCon in San Diego, so I'm waiting to hear back from that. So thank you also for lurking while they might be checking out my stream to vet me for TwitchCon too. So between the partner push and the TwitchCon application, there's a lot of things I'm trying to do with Twitch, and I appreciate anybody who's willing to help support and hang out while I do that. But yeah, I mostly do like environments and creatures. Here's a dinosaur piece that I did recently. I'm pretty into dinosaurs and animals. I do creature design stuff as well. Yeah, but if you like digital painting, watching people paint digitally, I do sometimes work traditionally. In fact, oh, I shall, Mayor of Canada, and welcome in, Mayor. I also do sculpting. So that's one of the main traditional mediums I work in. This was from Save the Vaquita Day last year. Eventually, this is going to get posted on Ko-fi. So if you want a chance to own this Vaquita, I need to I need to seal it first. It hasn't been sealed. It's only been painted, so I have to be careful about handling it too much because it might rub the paint off. But I'm going to finish this one up and get it posted on Ko-fi eventually. Here's another one that will not be on Ko-fi because of all the delicate spines. This one will only be available for sale like at a convention or in person. But I do sculpting on the last stream of the month, typically. So if you ever want to come watch me sculpt and make these things or paint the sculpture, that's usually the final stream of the month. Here's a dinosaur that I did. Actually just sold yesterday on Ko-fi, so this is no longer available. It's Harvey the Hadrosaur. It's Harvey Dent. Has a story behind him. But yeah, I like creatures a lot. So if you like animals and critters, you're in a good stream for rambles about that. I'm actually behind on 2 Draw Me an Animal redeems, I think. So we'll be doing that in a second. But I have a comic. I do stickers. Yeah, all kinds of things. And then here is the final thing I'll show you. Sea Slug Dragons. So I do this thing called Sea Slug Dragon Day here on stream. It's the first Wednesday of the month. I will let chat pick a sea slug, and I will design a creature, like a dragon-y creature based on that slug. I've actually done a sculpture of one of these. But yeah, this is kind of what they look like. So if you like critters, if you like creature design or animals and that kind of thing, you're in a good stream for that. Okay, let me see what Struble got up to. Scrolling, I'm behind in chat. Sculpting is, yeah, it's my favorite. I did a plein air watercolor session here on the studio property. It's on a mountainside, so there's some nice views. I've done that twice, and I'd like to do more, maybe get a gouache set or something and try that. And I would like to start doing more studies traditionally, but right now during the push, I'm just trying to focus on what I know, so because I'm already very distractible. But again, thank you to anybody lurking for the push. It really does help. I'm hoping that if we can keep like higher numbers for a little longer, it should offset low numbers at the start of stream, and I'm hoping this stream hits the 75 viewer threshold. So if anybody has time to help me with that, if you can leave up a tab to lurk or share my efforts anywhere, it's really helpful. Okay, let's see. Congrats on your steps, Mayor of Canada. So okay, here's Struble's link for the merch. These are super cute. Oh, look at the book stack sticker. Oh, I love it. This is so cozy. See, do you guys look at Struble's style? It's so nice. Like, you have such a good, oh, it looks so great on a hoodie too. You have such a good, sorry, these are really cute. You have such a cute style, Struble. Guys, go look at how the colors kind of like blend a little bit too. Like they kind of follow the lines. This is such a nice, like, oh my gosh, the butt, you guys. This cracks me up. The little sag where the feet are pushing. So cute, Struble. Yeah, the colors are great. Very vibrant, of course. Yeah, save the vaquita, not for meat. Please tell us about the vaquita conservation efforts. Yeah, I will. Let's look at, I'm going to finish looking at just a little bit of Struble stuff. Look at the ice cream cone version. Struble, these are great ideas, honestly. It's like really good design work too. You have such a good eye for this stuff. I really want to get better at design. It's something I definitely struggle with. These are great. Well, thank you so much, Struble, for sorry. Sharing. I was trying to say sharing, but the screaming, the face. Hilarious. You want to have it ready for this? Yeah, in time. Yeah, so people can get them. No, this is great. Guys, if you want to support Struble and support these efforts, here's that link again. I'm just going to link it one more time. But you have a great style, Struble, and I think you have like other merch too, probably. You've got prints. I hope it's okay. I should probably have asked first, but some great prints. Oh, I think you rated in when you were doing this one. Actually, Struble has really cute art, you guys. Do you see this? I know you didn't ask me to share this. I hope it's okay. Oh, cetaceans. Oh, for anyone who doesn't know, cetaceans is like whales, dolphins, and porpoises. I have a soft spot for them right now because we've been talking a lot about the vaquita. Anyway, go click around and look at Struble's work and make sure that you follow too. And thank you so much, Struble, for sharing your work. Oh my gosh, you made an emote. Struble, that is an incredible emote that you have right there. Yeah, awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. NSTYA, thank you so much for following. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for coming by. Okay, so somebody asked about the vaquita. I'd love to share if you guys want to hear me ramble. Now you want a drumstick. Oh, there you go. You're laying about with a nasty headache. Aw, Brazen, I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better, but I'm also honored that you would put up with my rambling while you have a headache. I'll try to keep it low key so I don't stress you out, but thank you. So about the vaquita, really quick, we can talk about it if that's okay. Oh, there's one SF. Okay, I won't scroll too far then. Thank you for the heads up. Has writing on it in shop view. Okay, thank you for the help with that. Yeah, that's why I was like, I probably should have asked. But I just really like your work and I just wanted to show it to people. So yeah. Everybody go follow Struble and go check out the shop. Great stuff. Yeah, so the vaquita. So again, if you missed it, if you were lurking and you just got here, oops, that's the wrong image. There we go. I am pushing for partner this month because I would like to be able to apply for the front page of Twitch in time for Save the Vaquita Day. Now, a caveat here, I don't know that they will accept the application. Like, I really don't know how that works. I don't know if everybody always gets it. There's no guarantee, I'm sure. But at least it gives me a chance to get this effort on the front page of Twitch. Save the Vaquita Day last year was on September 7th. So when I started this, I just kind of operated under the assumption that it would be in early September, which means that I would need to be partnered by August. So it takes about 2 months to push for partner. So at the end of May, I was like, well, I guess if I'm going to do this, I need to start now. I really wasn't gonna push for partner, but then I thought about this and I thought about how cool it would be, and we did Save the Vaquita Lit Day last year and raised $500 and raised some awareness. There's actually some free stickers. Oh, no worries, Struble. Thank you again so much for hanging out and bringing your community here, and thank you for the lurk. Thank you to anybody who's lurking. It really, really helps a lot. But if you want some free Vaquita emotes, they're free to download, no donation required, over on my Ko-fi, and you can use those on your Twitch, on your Discord, on your, anywhere you can use emotes, your Gilded server if you have that. Feel free. If you're able to credit me, fine. That'd be like on Twitch, you can put me as the artist. But if not, I just want more people to know about this animal. So if you want to help with that, that's where you can get the heart emote. If anybody has those emotes, feel free to show them off. And the regular Vaquita emote. Oh, that's awesome, Sloppy. Yeah, they're really cute stickers. That's a really good one. It looks good on a shirt too. But the vaquita, so for those who don't know, it's the world's most endangered marine mammal. Thank you, Mayor of Canada. There's fewer than 20 of these left in the world. They only live in the Sea of Cortez or the Gulf of California, which is like basically in Mexico, but it's like close to Southern California, but it's not technically part of the U.S. It's technically Mexico, or not technically, it is Mexico. So it's hard. It's hard to get the word out because I don't know. I don't have a lot of connections in Mexico. That's really like boots on the ground's efforts there are what I'm trying to support. But what I can do is raise awareness about the animal, and I can raise funding for boots on the ground efforts happening in Mexico. So that's kind of my goal with Save the Vaquita Day. But again, you have to be partnered to apply to be on the front page. So that's my goal with that. But basically, a lot of the big thing I want people to know about, yeah, they pulled me to partner. I'm pushing the rest of the way is kind of the not so jokey joke. It really is true. But a lot of people hear fewer than 20 and they're like, well, what's the point in trying to help, right? Like they're a lost cause. But here's the cool thing. I just typed in the chat the ! genetics, if anybody ever wants to look that up, but it's in chat now. Despite low numbers, science shows that the vaquita is resistant to what we call genetic bottlenecking, which basically means difficulties with inbreeding. So there's a few animals that we know that this is like they have survived this and thrived. A great example is the European starling here in America. For those who don't know, they're all essentially clones of each other. They're genetically basically identical because they all came from like a very small number of animals, and they've just populated the entire US. The vaquita has genetically been shown to have had this genetic bottlenecking happen in its past. Like, it's already survived extremely low numbers once in its history, which means that it's resistant to issues caused from like closely related individuals in breeding in one another. So if we can just like protect the ones that remain and keep any more from dying, there is a chance. There are males and females that still live. They've sighted calves in recent years, so they are still breeding. So as long as we can keep them from any more loss, then they should be able to rebound. And so I want to drive that point home, especially because a lot of people kind of tune out when you say there's fewer than 20, because they're like, oh, it's a lost cause. But there is reason to hope, and there are plenty of people, boots on the ground efforts, trying to protect the existing population. And we'll talk a lot more about what can be done to help them on Save the Vaquita Day, but basically, we need to kind of make them more known, basically, so that more people can help get the word out. And so that inevitably what that means is it would put more pressure on both the Mexican government and the Chinese government. The Mexican government, I think, should expand the protection zone. It's a very small zone that they're protecting right now. And we know that they have existed and do exist outside of that zone. So we need to protect and prosecute people using illegal netting outside of that zone. And I would love to see some people lobby to get that changed. And then also the Chinese government, because we need to pressure them to crack down on the sale and profiteering off of the totoaba fish, like swim bladder, is actually what people are fishing for in the Sea of Cortez, is this other fish that's about the same size as the vaquita. And so vaquita are actually bycatch. They're not intentionally hunting the vaquita to extinction. It's just getting caught in illegal netting and drowning. That's basically what's happening. And so, like, it's extremely frustrating because the totoaba swim bladder is literally just like it's considered like a fancy cuisine, and it sells for high dollar in China. And it's so frustrating to me that we are literally letting an animal go extinct, and there'll never be another one like it, just because people want to have, like, basically, like, I don't know, like some kind of a flex that they can afford this thing. No, 20. There's fewer than 20. The fish that they are fishing are becoming endangered. It's true, because it's illegal to fish them for this reason, but the problem is, and here's the part where the Mexican government needs to get more involved, is that the Mexican cartel is involved in this. And so there just needs to be a bigger spotlight on all of this stuff happening. It's basically the Mexican cartel that are kind of like funding the fishermen to go out there and find these fish, these totoaba, and sell them the swim bladder. And then the cartel are kind of profiting off of the sale to China, essentially. So that's kind of like the brief breakdown. If you want to learn more about all of this, Save the Vaquita, just look that up. Porpoise.org has a great seminar that they gave. Actually, here, if you want to watch a video from last year's presentation, it was really interesting. I actually got to be a part of it. So at the that link, the bottom link, vaquita.day/2024, they have like the VOD still of the talk that was given. Go watch that. It's on their YouTube. It's on their Twitch. Actually, Porpoise.org actually streams here on Twitch if you want to go follow them and support. And I think they have the VOD from all the updates on the vaquita stuff and some other really endangered porpoises too. They don't just help vaquita. Bougie, exactly. It's just people being bougie, brazen. There's literally no reason it should be going extinct. No, it is illegal. So it's illegal technically to fish them, but it's mostly the illegal netting that's being used. It's the problem. It's catching not just vaquita. There's also sea turtles in this area. There's all kinds of other super diverse wildlife because it's a really long sea against the peninsula right there on the western side of Mexico. So there's just really unique marine biology there anyway. The vaquita is not the only animal being caught up in these nets. It's a big problem for a lot of creatures. It's just that the vaquita is almost gone. So that's kind of the rallying point. But there's a lot of other animals that would be impacted if we could just ban the illegal netting and fishing there for like a decent amount of time to give them a chance to respond, to recover. But you can watch that video, and then at the end I actually got to do a little plug for my stream last year, so if you want to see me do a little spot at the very end of that video, you can. But anyway, I hope that answers questions about the vaquita. Let me know if you guys have any others. Yeah, like I said, we're just trying to raise awareness, so. Yeah, the fish in San Diego has parasites. Yeah, that's pretty common, for sure. You're a hippie chick at heart. There's so many species. Exactly, Brazen. And I'd love to, if I do make partner, I think I'd love to do more conservation streams on the front page of Twitch and just like use art and education as like a vehicle to spread the word about some critters that desperately need more awareness, like the vaquita. It's not the only one that's on the brink of extinction by any stretch, but it's the one that I think is the closest to extinction. Definitely the most endangered marine mammal on the planet is the vaquita, and they're also called the panda of the sea. So if you want to look them up, it's Vaquita. That's how you spell it. It means little cow in Spanish, and they call them the panda of the sea because they have this little black spot around their eye. It is a porpoise. It's not a dolphin. They're part of cetacea or cetaceans, and so that's the group that they come from. But it's the smallest cetacean, so it's the smallest whale, porpoise, or dolphin in the world, and it's the most endangered. So yeah, would love to see more people know about this creature. Just be warned, though, a lot of the photos we have of the vaquita are unfortunately post-mortem because they're so rare. There's not a ton of images that have been able to be taken, and they are a little sad. So just prepare yourself emotionally. There are some kind of sad images there. But I still think it's worth learning about these animals and spreading awareness. So thank you guys for listening to my ramble about it. Let me see how many redeems I'm behind on. Dragon-headed caterpillar we did. Hydrate I still need to do. Eric has a very specific Drawmean animal. I get the feeling that this is a secret request for somebody's pet. Typically it's just like the name of an animal, but that's okay. Let's see. Hydrate, stretch, hydrate. We did these. Posture check. Gratitude jar. I'm behind on those. A sea pig. Oh my gosh. Hydrate. You guys, I'm so behind on these. Stretch. Devraga, just do another one. Okay. I will hydrate, guys. I need to go get on the next, I need to go get my water bottle still. Okay. I have 2 Drawmean animals, and then we're going to look at what you guys did for the art gym. So thank you. You guys had extra time today for sure. So Drawmean Animal is a game that we play Yeah, I totally agree, Brazen. There's no reason. Dumb ingredients for food. Shark finning is stupid. Like, there's so many marine animals that are suffering from just dumb things people do. Yeah, please don't ever buy, even out of curiosity, shark fin soup. It's all that stuff. There's so many byproduct issues. Anyway, don't get me started. We actually have Shark Geek in the chat who knows a lot more about this stuff and does stream on Twitch and does like Shark, there we go, does do a lot of like awareness and conservation stuff too, so go check out Shark Geek streams if you guys want to learn more about this stuff. He does like dive streams and stuff too, and knows, like, works a lot with folks who are heavily into the science side of stuff. Yeah, rhino horns, all that stuff, yeah. For sure, Brazen, yeah. I totally agree. Somebody, I forget who it was, somebody popped into chat and was like, I get really frustrated. They were somebody from China. They're like, I get really frustrated when people are like talking about all this like Chinese medicine stuff that people like, ground up rhino horn or whatever to supposedly help with things. He was like, I just want to tell people, here, I'll give you all my fingernail clippings and you can pay me for those instead of rhino horns because it's the same material. And just like more awareness about things like that, I think would help a lot for places that, do consume or purchase, those. It's a lot of it's in China, but I think there's other parts of the world too. Tidy your desk. Oh, thank you, Struble, for hanging out. I super, super appreciate you. Thank you. Okay, I'll clip my own fingernails if I need that. Yeah, Freaky. Hey, Freaky, another awesome artist here on Twitch. It's good to see you. Yeah, we're talking about conservation, and I'm trying to push for partner to save the vaquita, so it's come up some of the unethical things going on. But I do have a Drawing animal. I have 2 Drawing animal redeems. So we've got one from 2 hours ago, poor Eric. This one's really specific. So for anyone who doesn't know, typically what I do is I write the name of the animal. So they requested a Chihuahua. I don't know if I've ever drawn a Chihuahua, actually. And so I'm going to draw what I think a Chihuahua looks like. I have to do it without reference and in 5 minutes. So it's like my guess, and then we'll go learn about the animal together. There's also some very specific requests on this Chihuahua, so I have a sneaky suspicion that this is somebody's pet. But I'm going to draw a Chihuahua. So I've got 5 minutes to do that. Let's see, it's 11:46. And then we're going to learn about a Chihuahua. I'd actually kind of like to look into the history of the Chihuahua, frankly. But when I think of Chihuahua, guys, I think of like bug eyes and like shaking. So that's what I'm gonna draw. So here's my Chihuahua. Sorry for any Chihuahua lovers, but this is what they look like to most of us. So just in case you didn't know. So it's gonna be shaking a lot and kind of like terrified of the world and small. So this is my Chihuahua. Yes, go eat. Have a good one, Easel. Thank you again so much for hanging out and helping with the push. I super appreciate anybody who's lurking. And then he's got his little tail between his legs. That's what they always have every time I've seen a Chihuahua. So this is what I think of when I think of a Chihuahua. Just a lot of trembling. A lot of, and like low level anger. So it's growling also. But very concerned. So anyway, that's my Chihuahua. Hey, Nostalgia! Welcome in! Welcome in! Seething rage and fear at the same time. Yeah. You guys came in right during a Draw Me an Animal game, so I have to draw what I think the animal looks like without reference. Let's see. So we're gonna do this. And then welcome in if you were making some... Oh, you were just chatting. What were you chatting about? Welcome to my stream. I am pushing for partner right now. But we're doing a game that we play. It's every 30 minutes somebody can redeem this with channel points. It's called the Draw Me an Animal game. You can request an animal, and then I have to draw it in 5 minutes without reference. So I'm just guessing what I think it looks like. Somebody just requested a Chihuahua, so I am trying to draw it. And then at the end, we'll see how close I got, and we'll learn about the animal a little bit. So I feel like I know some interesting history about the Chihuahua, but I'm not sure if it's true. Nostalgia, thank you for that follow. Nostalgia Trash T-Train is pulling into your channel. Spread some love and remind you to stay hydrated. Thank you. I need to do that, actually. Let's see. We'll give him brown ears and a spot on the left eye, I think. Or maybe a crazy eye. I don't know. I'm trying to follow the request. But okay, so that's my Chihuahua, I'm gonna say. Here we are. Let's see how close we got. And then, yeah, let us know what you were doing. And welcome, and thank you for the follow. I am, as it says in the title, I'm pushing for partner. And we're doing it in honor of the Vaquita. I'd like to actually be partnered in time to apply to the Twitch front page for Save the Vaquita Day. The vaquita is a highly endangered porpoise, and I'd love to spread awareness about it. So if you want to help, you can do so just by lurking, or you can like share posts of mine on social media about this. There's one right there on Blue Sky for anyone who's on Blue Sky. I also have posts that I've made on Twitter and Instagram if you use those. There's some free emotes. Thank you, Neil. We do have some free emotes if you want to help spread the word on your own Discords or Twitch channels. Those are free to download and use. As long as you don't resell them, feel free to use them. But yeah, I'm trying to get partnered by August. We're actually doing pretty well. But thank you for lurking, because it does help make up for lower numbers earlier in the stream, as well as possibly lower numbers this month. We got to keep that 75 viewer average. So thank you for the help with that. And I hope you had a good stream. What did you guys talk about? It says you were just chatting. I'd love to hear about your stream if you want to share. Usually on the art side, we ask for an art tax, but I don't know if you were making art. Sometimes I'll say, like, as long as it's work safe, share the art you're working on. But feel free if you like to just tell us what you were talking about. And then here's some of my work, and then we're going to look at the Chihuahua here in a second. I am an artist. I'm a digital artist. So here's the type of work that I typically do on stream. Most often this stuff is done in the afternoons. So I stream in the afternoons on Mondays and Wednesdays. But then in the mornings, I stream Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday for the art gym, which is what we're supposed to be doing right now. But we've gotten a little off track, but that's okay. But if anybody wants to kind of make note of when I stream to try and help with the push, there's my schedule. Lurk for partner. Thank you, Miss Adventures and Ash Joyce. Super appreciate the lurks. But yeah, if you come in the afternoons, I'm typically working on like illustrations. In fact, where is it? Right here, one that I started recently here on stream. I'm hopefully going to finish this in time for convention season. I've applied to TwitchCon in San Diego, and I've applied to, I actually need to email them probably today, Denver FanX here in Colorado where I live. So if anybody plans on going to either of those conventions, keep an eye out for me. Maybe I'll be there. Yeah, this is the type of work I do. So if you like watching digital artists work, I'm kind of a chatterbox too, so we kind of ramble about stuff here as well. And then I have a Discord, I've got socials, I think those are already posted in the chat, but feel free to hang out or support in any way that you'd like, or just thanks for peeking in and giving a new streamer a chance, honestly. It makes a big difference. You got back from Japan last week, so you're recounting your trip. Ooh, that's exciting. Usually you craft on stream. Oh, okay, cool. What kind of stuff do you craft? Oh, thank you, Brazen. I appreciate that. Yeah, if anyone wants to join the Discord, it's open to anybody. We have like crafters and artists and photographers and writers and gamers and science people and just like kind of a nice mix over there. And there is a stream share channel, so if anyone does stream, feel free to drop your stream in there. It doesn't have to just be art streams, or if there's a streamer you think we should check out that you stumble across on Twitch that you think is cool, feel free to post that in the stream share as well. But yeah, anyway, thank you for coming in. Living vicariously through trash as she recounted her epic adventure. Oh, you went to Studio Ghibli Park. Oh no, I'm so jealous too. Lady, my goodness, I'm jealous as well. Thank you for sharing. But anyway, this is my work. I also have a comic, !Drift, if you want to read that. It's over on Tapas and Webtoon. I do all kinds of stuff. I also do sculpting. But here, let me see if I can remember how to switch it. Here is a Vaquita sculpture, actually, that we made on stream during Save the Vaquita Day last year. And then we hit a fundraising goal, so we did a baby as well. And so these are going to go on Ko-fi soon. Hopefully I'll have this sculpture and possibly this one. I haven't decided yet how brave I feel. I'm a little worried about this tail in shipping. I don't want it to get bent. But I think I could pack it securely enough to where nothing would touch it, and I think it would be okay. It's just the person who got it would have to be really careful about unpacking it. But yeah, I'm still considering. This one might end up on Ko-fi. So I do sculpting. These are Sculpey. They're originals. We actually just sold one yesterday, which is really cool. But yeah, I do these on stream. I paint them on stream. People get to name them on stream as well. I don't know if we ever named this one, actually. Do you guys remember if we named that one? I can't remember. I know this one's name is Godfrey. So here's Godfrey, the nightmare creature. This one will never be on Ko-fi because of all these little spines. Sculpey is extremely fragile, so this one will come with me to conventions. Or for in-person sales. Like if people were in the Denver area and wanted to arrange a pickup and purchase it, that would be fine. But yeah, I just I can't risk that one because I think that will get broken. Here's the one that sold yesterday. This is Harvey Dent, a Parasaurolophus, my favorite dinosaur. We sculpted this on stream, and his name is Harvey because I overbaked half of him, so like he was totally burnt brown on one side before paint. Anyway, that's my stuff. Thanks for being here. Here's what we're supposed to be doing today. We're supposed to be doing the art gym. We're doing Seashell Studies, and we're going to do the show and tell here in a sec. But first, let's look up the Chihuahua that got requested like 2 hours ago. We'll see how close I got on the Chihuahua. Yeah, Hadrosaurs are awesome, Smurf. Yeah, I do have some Parasaurolophus sculpts as well. Or I mean, emotes. Let's see. Highly recommend saving up to go again. That's awesome, Nostalgia. Yeah. Harvey is leaving. Yeah, Neil, Harvey found a home yesterday. For those who didn't know, a community member purchased Harvey. So Harvey is. So we're gonna take a good look. Harvey is going to his forever home next week. I'll be packing him up to send him off. Yeah. So let's look up a Chihuahua and learn about the Chihuahua. I have considered doing molding. I just don't have experience with that. And I'd like to someday, Turgis. It's kind of expensive. I do have some of the materials, but I think you have to like practice on really simple shapes first. And like there's certain things I think I did on this that would not cast well. Like these areas and like between like where the legs meet the body, I think would be really hard. I'd have to like carve them out or something. I don't know. I don't know enough about how all that works to know what to like look out for. So like this one I don't think would cast well because of all the bits. Like it would be really complex and probably the mold would break coming out of like how close together all those back spikes are. So I need to do some practice runs on like some simple sculpts. Like maybe the Vaquita would be a good one. Maybe I could try it on the Vaquita. But I've already painted it, so I think it would tear the paint off if I did a cast of it. I don't know. Yeah, I need something I'm considering for sure. Just haven't done it yet. Hopefully Harvey likes the Texas heat. He should be okay as long as you keep him inside. And not like in a window. But yeah, I think so. Chihuahua. Let's look up the Chihuahua. Okay, so I'm gonna say I got this. This is a very cute picture of a Chihuahua. I tend to think of them as a little more bug-eyed, but let's learn about the breed. Okay, so I want to learn about the history of the breed. It's named for the Mexican state of Chihuahua and is one of the smallest dog breeds in the world. The history is what I find interesting. So DNA suggests that Native American dogs entered North America from Siberia 10,000 years ago, and then were isolated for 9,000 years until the arrival of the Europeans. These pre-contact dogs exhibited a unique genetic signature that is now almost gone. So that's what I've heard. I've heard that the Chihuahua is actually kind of different from other domestic dogs in this way. A study based on sequencing of ancient dog genomes published in 2020 suggests that these pre-colonial ancestry survives in 2 Mexican breeds, to the extent of about 4% in the Chihuahua and about 3% in the Zolo, which is that Mexican hairless dog. If you saw Coco, you've seen one. Other studies have suggested that the pre-colonial ancestry of the Chihuahua may be as high as 70%, which is pretty interesting. Colonial records refer to small, nearly hairless dogs at the beginning of the 19th century. One claims that 16th century conquistadors found them plentiful in the region, later known as Chihuahua, and Cortez wrote that the Aztecs raised and sold little dogs as food. Oh gosh. American Kennel Club registered a Chihuahua in 1904. Name was Midget. Somebody in Texas. So here's what I think of when I think of a Chihuahua. The bulging forehead, the bulging eyes. I'm going to say I got this one, but if you want to learn more about the Chihuahua dog breed, here you go. I have seen Zolo dogs. Yes, I have a coworker whose daughter owns one and brought it to an event one time. So that's the first draw mean animal that I'm behind on. And the other one that I'm behind on, let's see. Oh, gratitude jar. We have to do that too. A sea pig. I have no idea what a sea pig is. So again, this is a game that we can play. Feel free to go look it up yourself, but just no hints in chat. So here is the kind of like command about the draw mean animal game. I'm going to do this really quick, and then we're going to look at the art gym, and then we're going to do gratitude jar, and then we might raid out. I haven't decided. I don't know how long to hold the stream. I don't know how long. I'm not good at math. If anyone knows how to average 70 for like the first hour with 100 and probably 30 on average for the... What would the average of that be? Somebody let me know if you want to do some math. And we'll see how much longer I need to stay or if that would be enough. Okay. Your friends call them chihuahua. Beans? No, they don't. No, they don't. Does somebody you know in real life actually say that? You've got to head out, says Trash, but to start dinner. It was lovely to meet you too. Thank you for the push. Oh my gosh, thank you for the lurk too. That really, really means a lot. They're saying it unironically. Beans. Oh my gosh, that is really funny. Okay, a sea pig. I don't know what this is. A sea pig. This sounds like a colloquial name for something. I wonder if it's like a large fish or maybe like a sea cucumber. I know what a sea hare is. I've actually touched one on accident. Well, semi-accident. I know what a sea cucumber is. I wonder if it's like in that same family of like sea animal, but it's like a weird sponge or like a sea cucumber or a slug. A sea pig. What would this be? Could be a fish. It could be a slug. Could be a colonial animal. I don't know. I have no idea what this is. I'm just gonna draw like a weird sea hare. Okay, so I'm just gonna draw like a giant sea hare. So sea hares are like, they're a little more cucumbery shaped, but they have these weird like fin things that come off of them. I'm basically drawing a sea hare, but I don't know what this is. So we're just gonna guess. I have 5 minutes to draw it. Feel free to look it up. I'm probably totally wrong, so feel free to look it up and laugh as I get it wrong. But I've got about 4 minutes left, so we're just gonna go with it. You over-enunciate like that when talking about the canine. Do you really? That's so funny. Okay. Oh, is that to differentiate between Chihuahua, Mexico, and the dog? Is that why you do it like that? Is that what you mean? We're gonna do kind of like a piggish color, I guess. And maybe some, like, spots. I think spots on sea creatures are really fun. I feel like a lot of them sort of have these sort of colorations. And then we'll do like a lighter underbelly, maybe? A little flipper there. Maybe some like spots here too. I have no idea what a sea pig is, you guys. Hopefully we'll find out here in a minute. And just see how wrong I was. So I'm going with like something kind of sluggish, like a sea hare, but called a sea pig. But I'm probably totally wrong. Let's learn about it though. There's my sea pig. It's probably completely unrelated. You think you know what it is. Nice. Okay, sea pig. And then I'll link it in chat so you guys can learn about it. It is kind of sluggish. Okay. Well, it kind of... Oh, wow, this is crazy looking. I definitely didn't get the shape right. Okay, here is... It's kind of cute. Yeah, I agree, Rue. So look at it. Ah! Oh, sorry, Tommy. I didn't mean to yell, it just scared me. It's not even that loud. I don't know why I'm scared so easy. Yeah, claim that jump scare for sure. Welcome in, Raiders. I didn't mean to yell at you. I apologize. My name is Casey. I jump scare easily. We're actually playing this game called Draw Me an Animal, where somebody in chat gives me the name of an animal and I have to draw it. Now you're scared. Oh no, Tommy, I'm sorry. I met Tommy the other day on Shane McInnes's stream series. It was really interesting listening to you guys all talk about stuff. I hope your stream went well. What did you get up to? PUBG Battlegrounds. Excellent. I hope it went well. Make sure you guys follow if you want to meet another cool streamer who does games. Casey is yelling at us. No, Uber. Thank you for the follow, Tommy. I'm an artist. Let us know what you typically do. Tell the chat. I'd love to read out what you do for everybody. For me, I'm Casey. We're actually supposed to be doing the art gym right now. It's like a study session we do Monday through Wednesday, where it's like an observational study hour to encourage both new and old artists to get back to the foundational art stuff and just try and work on our skill set. Art is a skill, not a talent. I will die on that hill. And we talk about that a lot during the art gym. We talk about studying versus copying and how to fill up your visual library so that you can become a better artist. So if anyone's interested, yeah, we do have an art gym command. Oh, thank you. Yeah, thanks, guys. Thanks, mods, for making that command. I really appreciate that. So that's the art gym. But we're actually pushing for partners. So if anybody from Tommy's raid would like to stay and help me, I'm trying to apply to the front page in time for Save the Vaquita Day, which last year was on September 7th. So when I started this, I was like, okay, that means I have to be partnered by early August. And it takes about 2 months to be partnered. And so we're pushing for partner. I was getting kind of close to those numbers right before we started pushing, and I wasn't gonna push, but a lot of my chat pulled me to it. And then when I started thinking about the Vaquita Day, I thought it'd be pretty cool to get this on the front page. So I won't go into all the vaquita stuff unless you want me to. Let me know if you have questions about the vaquita, but the short version is that it's just the most endangered marine mammal in the world. There's fewer than 20. Yeah, but there's a chance for them to rebound. We just have to keep any more from dying. So if you want to help me with that goal, just lurk. You don't even have to follow me if you don't want to. But if you just want to lurk to help those numbers, just let the stream play, but don't mute the video. Just mute the tab if you want to, tune me out because I ramble a lot. That's all. Thank you. I appreciate somebody suggesting me for a raid target. That's super nice. Tommy is smart as can be and funny and plays PUBG. You're a philosopher by training. Yeah, and you talk about fun intellectual stuff. Yeah, so if you guys want to talk philosophy during PUBG, go follow Tommy. And thank you, Sam. That was really sweet of you to suggest me as a raid target. Not Fajita Day, Uber. Close. Vaquita Day. It is this animal. I did a sculpture of it last year. I'll put it on the big screen. Just don't let me forget, because sometimes I forget and leave it on my giant face, and nobody likes that. So, especially me. Mostly me. So anyway, we did this sculpture. I am a sculptor as well. I mostly do digital paintings. Yes, there's free emotes, Ms. Caprikel. Thank you for showing those off. You can type !Ko-fi if anybody's interested in downloading those emotes for free. They're over on my Ko-fi page. But yeah, I do sculpting. I do digital illustration. I'll show you some of those in a sec. This one's based on a sea slug dragon design that I made, and I'll show you those in a moment. Let me get this off of my face though, so I don't forget. Here is that sea slug. Really fast. Let me just show you. And then I'll show you some of my illustrations. But yeah, we do this Sea Slug Dragon Day, the first Wednesday of the month. Chat gets to pick a sea slug. Thank you, Tommy. You're very sweet. And Sam as well. And yeah, this is what we do. We just I design a dragon based off of the inspiration from the sea slug. So it's really fun. At least I have a good time doing it. Chat tolerates me nerding out on creature design. And sometimes I make sculptures of them. I might make a sculpture of maybe this one. Probably not this one, because I will die if I try to do that many tentacles out of Sculpey. Never again. This is the only time I will ever do a heavily tentacled dragon. That took so long. I think it took like 2 streams to finish this. But yeah, I do creature design. I'm also trying to get into kids' books, so I do try to keep it work safe around here. I'm trying to get into like book covers, like children, like middle grade, kidlit, maybe some graphic novels. So that's sort of what my art style leans toward, is very bright, enthusiastic, a lot of animals, a lot of nature, because that's kind of what I'm into. Yeah, if you like that kind of thing, this is the kind of work I tend to work on stream, like in the afternoon streams. But in the mornings, Monday through Wednesday, I do this thing called the art gym, which is what we're supposed to be doing right now. But yeah, thank you again, anybody who's lurking to help with the push. It really does help a lot. And if you like what you see and you want to support outside of Twitch, I do have socials. If you want to go follow or share or like anything, honestly, that's one of the nicest things anybody can do for an artist. We all appreciate that. So thanks for peeking in, and thanks for stopping by. Here's a dinosaur piece I've been working on. This is not quite finished, but hopefully soon. Thank you, Amaze. I appreciate that. But yeah, the art gym. So here is what I'm supposed to be doing. It's a study session for artists. I am finishing up this Draw Me an Animal game that you guys rated into. So the way it works is chat can use channel points to request an animal every 30 minutes. I will draw it, takes 5 minutes, and then I look it up. So we were in the looking up stage right when you rated in. So let me pull that back up over here. So the requested animal was the sea pig. And yeah, there's some info on the vaquita. Thank you. So the sea pig, this is what it looks like. So I guessed it was a slug animal. So I'm going to say I got kind of close, but I definitely got the colors wrong. I was kind of channeling more of a sea hare because I didn't really know. But look at these little legs. Oh my gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, so a sea pig. This is what they look like. This drawing is so creepy compared to what we just saw. Okay, it's a genus of deep sea cucumbers. It's a type of deep sea cucumber. Okay, I did talk about those. I didn't go with the cucumber. For those who don't know, a sea cucumber is basically these. They're in the shape of a cucumber, but they're these organisms that live on the seafloor. A sea pig specifically. Here's one from Monterey Bay. Oh my gosh, look at that. They're so interesting. Man, the ocean is crazy, you guys. They're tiny and have their own defense mechanism to protect themselves. Their skin contains a toxic chemical, which is poisonous to other creatures, so don't eat them. They have external appendages, which include tube feet, dorsal papillae, which is like little tentacles, and buccal tentacles. I don't know what buccal means, but Anyway, this is what they look like. I'm assuming buccal would mean these face ones. They look like little hands coming out of their face, honestly. Thank you, Eris, for that follow. I appreciate that. When you've got a second, you've got to watch Zfrank's True Facts about sea pigs. I will. I do like Zfrank. Zfrank did one on sea slugs that I really like too. And anybody, if you want to share anything like that, there's a video share section too in the Discord. But looks like we are in an ad, so I'm just going to link this in the chat if you want to learn more about it during the ads. And we are going to take a stretch break, and then we're going to finish the show and tell for not Draw Me an Animal, for the art gyms. Let me save that. Save this so we don't lose anything. And we're going to stretch. Yeah, we're in the ads. Sorry. I will definitely watch that Uber. Yeah, thanks for the Rex, guys. I will totally put that on this afternoon. There we go. So we're just going to stretch during ads. So if you want to stretch with me, if you can hear the sound of my voice, basically you just take your shrimped posture. So you're going to take like your hunched back. Maybe you're hunching over your drawing pad or your phone or your laptop. And you're going to like overcorrect by like arching your back, basically. So this is supposed to be a really good posture stretch. And I'm trying to work on my posture. One, just so I have better posture. But two, so that oh, you're good. I don't know. That's not really, I think you're fine. I think you're fine, Uber. Yeah, Automa didn't like, but you're fine. So we're going to arch our backs and push our shoulder blades together and just hold for about 20 seconds. 20 to 45, they say, is like a good range of time to hold a pose. And you're really going to push your shoulder blades together, okay? So you're going to like squeeze and push and just kind of flex your back, shoulder, and neck muscles while you do this. You can also push your neck back and kind of align your neck with your spine. This can help with tech neck as well. So you can like push your neck a little bit. Yeah, you're all good. So we're going to push and hold for 20 seconds. I just use the ad counter. But remember to really flex. You're not just like passively holding your shoulders back. You're like really actively pushing the whole time. So that's what makes this a little bit more of a workout. And it's going to cause those muscles to strengthen over time. So do that for about 20 to 45, however long you can. And then you just relax. So you're going to basically unarch your back. So you go from like this to relax. So you're just unarching your back. So it just straightens you up. That's kind of the idea behind it. And then the other one we're going to do is a carpal tunnel stretch. I'm going to do some wrist rotations really quick. You can also rev the motorcycle. That's supposed to be a good one. Do like 10 or so of those in both directions. But I'm going to take my hand, point it at the ground, take my other hand, and gently pull toward my body. And this is a really good carpal tunnel stretch. If you can hold that for 20 to 45, it's really going to help with all the stiffness in those joints too. I'm just watching that ad counter. I think we're going to go a little past the ads, but that's okay. And then I'm going to do it with the other hand. And if this hurts a whole lot, you can also do the prayer pose. So don't feel like you have to do this stretch to help with carpal tunnel. You can also just hold your hands together like you're praying and then push towards your belly. Like lower your hands towards your belly, basically. Okay, I think we did it. Good job, everybody. And we're back. Yeah. Okay, let's see. You love his videos, but after the crinoids are crazy. Yes, I learned about crinoids last year as well. They are pretty crazy creatures. Okay, so we did seashells. I kind of did 2 studies, but we are going to finally get into Discord and see what you guys got up to. So let me close. I have a bunch of windows open. Let me close them really fast. Kind of lower the stress on my RAM here. I'm always a little worried about having too many things open. Oops. There is going to be... Well, actually, I'll just leave that there for now. It's fine. Oops, really high intensity song here. All right, so I'm going to go into the art gym. If anyone had studies they wanted to share, drop them in the art gym. I'm going to do a quick scroll to make sure that there's nothing that's not work safe, although I'm sure my mods are keeping an eye. Aww. Sorry, these are some cute pictures. Okay, everything looks great. I'm going to scroll up. And there we go. Okay, so we're going to go to the last thing that was shared. Which was my study from yesterday, basically. So we did fish and fish anatomy yesterday. So I did this little one. If you want to know what qualifies as a study, there's this pin up here. Kind of goes over like what the art gym is, what kind of qualifies as a study. It's basically if the purpose of the image or the drawing is learning and not having a finished product. If it's about learning, then it's a study, essentially. So it's anything from observation or reference. But if you want more detail, you can read here. And I tell you some places to put stuff if it doesn't qualify as a study, but you still want to share. Okay, so anything below here is what we're going to look at. And if you are a streamer, just let me know. Yeah, sorry about the ads, Brazen. We put them all together so that we can have a stretch break once an hour, and also to eliminate pre-roll ads from anybody coming in from a raid. So thank you for your patience with those. I know they're not fun. It's also hot. Yeah, I grew up in Texas, Brazen, actually. So I totally get it. I grew up in DFW. It's 120 degrees and 80% humidity is no fun. I totally understand. This first one is from Sloppy Salamander. I don't know if you're still here, but I appreciate you drawing along. Hold on, I feel like my music's kind of loud. Let me lower that. Where is OBS? Yeah, I think it's just a smidge loud. You guys, something keeps brushing up against my studio wall and it is freaking me out. I don't know what that is. I don't know if the goats are out or what is happening, but Sloppy, these look great. I love it. You got a little bit of the fish from yesterday here. This is a cute little eel. Little pile of an eel here. Very, very fun. Well, I really like your scribble coloring. Like your shading style is really fun and very distinctive. I'm starting to associate this with like Sloppy Salamander. But this looks fantastic. Great face. You really captured that expression really, really well. Lovely study. Thank you so much for sharing, Sloppy. I'm glad you got one in, even though you got stuck with the walking around guy. A style of your very own. It's true. It does happen over time. That's how you find your style. You just keep drawing, and eventually your habits kind of become your style. There you go. Doesn't mean you're stuck in it. It just means it's very recognizable. And here's one from Clem. Oh my gosh, now I see why the mouth emote was there. These are some really fun fish. Houston's not as bad. We get, yeah, hurricanes. I have some family in Houston. Although, I don't know, your on-ramps in Houston are terrifying. I've only feared for my life while driving 2 times. And both times were in Houston. I'm just going to let you know. Like, you have, like, literally 10 seconds to go from 30 miles per hour to, like, 75, and nobody lets you in if you're trying to merge. So you're just like, well, I guess I'm going to get crushed against this wall because I have nowhere to go. It's horrifying. Did not enjoy. But maybe that was just my experience where I tried to get on the highway. I don't know. I avoid highways now if I have to go through Houston. These are great. Clem is doing these studies based on like shape and contour. So Clem has been doing a great job of like finding the structure and what they're studying from. Been dodging tornadoes. Yeah, I've heard you guys have had a crazy tornado season so far. I was talking to my mom and she was like, yeah, apparently in the West Texas, in the Panhandle, they can't actually categorize tornadoes. I guess it must have been on the news or something because they're categorized by like F3, F4, F5 or whatever. Or is it E? I think it's F. I don't know. It's been a while since I've lived in Texas. But it's like based on like damage, but there's nothing to damage out in West Texas because it's just flat with no trees. So it's like how big they are, basically. But it's only like a guesstimation without the damage, I guess, which I think is really interesting. But apparently they've had some really big ones up in the Panhandle and in West Texas. So you guys be safe out there. But yeah, Clem, these are fantastic. These look so good. Oh, I love rays. I almost did a ray study instead of just fish the other day. I was actually thinking about doing a manta ray. I love the shapes. Like, look at this. This is a great example of a ray shape. These look so good, Clem. Good job, like, breaking down the structure and really understanding what you're drawing. Like, you're drawing from reference, but you're trying to understand what it is you're drawing. You're not just copying, and I think that's the key takeaway. You're trying to understand the form, the dimensions, the shapes that you see. So that's a great way to train your brain to like, yeah, to get into that study mentality. So cool. Blue Bones did some seashell studies today. Did quite a few. Did a bunch from this one, and then just looked at shape. Practice shape. This is great. This is good foundational practice. Like, this is the kind of stuff that we want to see in the art gym. Like, just doing the boring, repetitive stuff that eventually makes you better. It's perfect. I think that's now Jack Lantern, I think, in chat now too. You never been to Los Angeles? I have not, no. Flying on ramps, is that what you call them? Yeah, it was terrifying. Did not like. Did not enjoy. These look great, though. These look great. Thank you for joining us in some studies. Love the shapes that you practiced for the spiral, like really thinking about the purpose of these spirals and not just copying them. This is a great structural drawing right here. Lovely job using the lines on the shell to kind of show you the form. Ooh, I like this one too. These are great. These are fantastic, Blue Bones. Thank you so much for sharing. I really like seeing stuff like this. It always inspires me to do more studies. That's kind of the whole point of the art gym, is to inspire each other to keep doing studies, to keep trying to grow our skill sets. It's entirely based on damage done. Interesting. Yeah, I get the reason, because like, how do you evaluate stuff? I get it, but it's kind of weird. If F for Fuji, that's right, good, that's right. There's an estimated 2.2 mile wide. That's the one that my mom was telling me about, the really big one. Supercell that rolled through last week, possibly setting the record for the wide. Thank goodness it was in like an unpopulated area, right? Because like, can you imagine that going through a city? Holy cow. Get afraid for your life while driving is standard for Los Angeles. No, I've never been to LA. Yeah, very cool. Suntroa. Suntroa is a streamer here on Twitch. If you guys, we can get a shout out for Suntroa. Like I said, if you guys are streamers, just let us know so we can shout you out. But I do know that Suntroa is, I think it's Suntroa Arts, if I have a mod that can shout Suntroa out, or double check. But Suntroa, this is a really well structured drawing. Really, really nice shell. Really, really nice, like, whatever these lines are called, I forget. Like, it's not, is it striations? Thank you, Pyro. Yeah, make sure you guys go follow Suntroa Arts. Really, really nice. Really, really nice structural drawing. And Suntroa has been doing some awesome stuff. Does a lot of really cool character art and fantasy work, and has actually done all of Pyro Kitty's Tavern overlays and stuff on her stream. So go check out Suntroa Arts. Really, really cool stuff that he makes. Also, I think the first stream you ever did, we rated into, and it was like a traditional stream. I don't know if you're planning on doing any more, but really cool art, and you guys won't regret it if you go follow. Yeah, this shell is a really interesting one to study. It's a really cool one to look at. You are a streamer. Okay, I wasn't sure, Jack Lantern. We can get you a shout out as well. So yeah, Jack Lantern was doing the shells just before, and then these are Suntroas. So thank you so much for sharing, Suntroa. You too heard about that tornado. Yeah, my mom was talking to me about it. Let's see. Crenellations. That's the word I was looking for. I knew there was a fancy word for it. But yeah, sorry about that, Jack. I just wasn't sure. Sometimes you have to tell us. But there you go. Make sure you guys go follow both of these awesome art streamers. But yeah, this looks great. Really nice job on that. What did you call it? Crenellations. Yeah, the fancy $100 word. Miss Art Rules. Ooh, is this an actual conch shell that you have? Ooh, I love this. Like, really gestural study. Is this the shell from the front, I take it? Yeah. It's really very impressionistic. I love the colors that you used, too. Really nice job. This is very interesting. Ooh, someone has a good veggie chili? Ooh, that sounds good. You're fancy as a duck? Wait, what? I'm glad you're fancy. Ducks can be very fancy. Have you ever seen a smew? Look up a smew duck. Ooh, I like the way you got the striations and crenellations. I'm trying to use my big science words today in this one. Really nice. Ooh, I love the markings. Yeah. I have a shell similar to this at my parents' house back in Texas, but I don't have any seashells here. Really cool to see the ones you're working from and see what your results were. Miss Art Rules, thanks for sharing. Here's another one from Old Blue Bones. We just shouted out Jack Lantern, so that's the same person, just a different name in Discord. I'll try and remember that. Maybe not oil brush. Hey, that's okay. You experimented with some brushes, and now you know. How about how they work? I'm sorry that you don't like them. I actually think I think this looks really cool. I think I like the shine and everything. But I also understand, like, when a brush doesn't work the way you want it to, how it can be frustrating. Your little faces are so funny. It reminds me of when I would do my sketchbooks, I'd have little, like, Chibi Casey commentaries throughout them, and they'd be almost always, like, disappointed face or, like, angry face. Like, artists are our own worst critics, for sure. But I think you did a great job here. You had one of those, like, pointy spiral shells. Yeah, is that a conch? I'm trying to use that word, conch shell. Trachon. I think a lot of them you can. I think it has something to do with how it picks up the ambient sound and, like, echoes around in there. You're dubbing Zix Gerchik as Z. Yeah, I usually say Zix. I bet Z probably works, too. Yeah, no, that's great. That's great. Here's another one from Miss Art Rules. Very nice. I like the details here. The little pointing out, like, the texture. Focusing on the texture of the shell really nicely. I like how you just kind of use whatever color It's kind of fun. It gives a really nice effect to this like light but very pretty and ornately textured shell. Really nice job with the spiral effect too. This looks really nice, Miss Art Rules. Good job. Thank you as always for sharing your stuff. Seashell. Oh, there's no shell. Shell? Here we go. There is a shell emote. Nice. Here's one from Etac. Etac is also a streamer. Am I saying your name right? It is Etac. Like the Y makes like an E or E sound. Let me know if I'm saying it wrong. But yeah, I don't know if you're still in chat, but we'll get you a shout out too. I think the name is the same as in Discord. I love the texture on this one. You really tackled a toughie here. I am saying it right. Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll definitely shout you out. Make sure you go follow as well. Let me see if I can grab that. Perfect. This looks great. Nice textures. Really good job with the proportion and the structure of it as well. Looks awesome. It's a really pretty shell to pick, honestly. A lot of detail, especially in that inner spiral. Very nice job. So make sure you go, I know Etech also does a lot of sculpting, so if you guys like sculpting streams, I don't know if you have streamed a sculpture recently, but Etech's sculpting work is really fun too. I've seen it before. Go check it out on Instagram. It's good stuff. Here we have Dracon, I believe. Seashell hat. Aw, you didn't have to work that in, but that's really cute. I do like that you use a Nautilus shell. And you drew a Vaquita. Listen, you never need to give an excuse to draw a Vaquita. Again, for the art gem, you can draw whatever you want from observation. It's totally fine. Love the Vaquita study. You drew the little baby here and just like tilted it. Love it. And then put a little Nautilus hat. And it's the cutest, honestly, Dracon. So cute. I love this so much. Really nice job with the reflections too. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. I know this is an artistic rendering, but you know, style studies are a study too. We do try to encourage observational study from life, but you know, this is super cute, so I don't care. It's also very realistically rendered. Like, it's obviously because there's not very many pictures of Vaquita, they are trying to make more images of them available to people. So, very scientifically accurate Vaquita, so it's fine. This is so cute. Really good job on the Nautilus shell too. Nice work. This is adorable, Dracon. I love that you drew a Vaquita today. Thank you for sharing your study and for drawing along. Ahoya, welcome. Is that right, or Hoyage? I'm not sure if the J is silent or not. But these look great. Here, we'll do another shell. Very nice little studies. I like that you did a big variety of shell types too. I was gonna do one of these like clam shells, but didn't get around to it. But yeah, this looks great. And thanks again for everybody who is lurking. We're probably going to wrap up stream as soon as we finish looking at this stuff. But I will be streaming again tomorrow, so if you guys don't mind hanging out for just a few more minutes until we end, and that will really help me a lot with my numbers. So I appreciate the help, helping to average that back out to 75. That brains for you? Yeah, I do Zix, yeah. I just say the first three. A lot of times I'll shorten people's Twitch names to like the first recognizable, pronounceable part, and hopefully that's okay. Zix, yeah. Kerchek? Krychek? Oh, okay, you answer anything. Got it. But these look great. Ahoyaj, I'm not sure who you are in chat or if you stream. I don't know if this is AJ or not, but thank you so much for doing your studies. And thank you for sharing. It's always so fun to see how people... It is AJ. Okay, that's what I thought. I was like, I had a vague memory of it being AJ. Cool. Remind me if you stream and we'll shout you out. If not, you still did a great job. And thank you so much for sharing. Coming down here to Artie Gob, excuse me. I think I added the extra I there. Where's my shell? There it is. Slowly returning. Artie Gob, lovely traditional media study of this conch shell. Really nice job with the detail on the patterning right here. Really, really nice. We have a reference image here to look at. You don't have to share those, guys, but if you are able to, it does help just so we can kind of see like what artistic interpretation you did or like the stylistic choices you made. It's always kind of interesting, but it's also totally not required. It's usually pretty obvious if somebody drew something for observation or if they made something up. So, yeah, but it is cool. It's a really pretty shell too. I have to steal that picture. Lovely job with the spiral patterning and great study. Thank you so much for sharing. Appreciate it. For some, oh, no worries, Brazen. I don't ask, but that's totally fine. Thank you for the info. Yeah. That is, I think it is funny, especially like if all you have to go off is a screen name. It's very funny the assumptions that get made or just things that get implied through screen names. Here are some lovely shell studies from Rue, our wonderful mod, Yangularoo. Lovely stuff, Rue. We'll get you a shouty as well. If you guys aren't following Yangularoo, they do great work. She does animation streams a lot, but also does really nice character art and just drawings in general. Has a bunch of really cute animal stickers on Redbubble that I highly recommend checking out as well. But go give Rue a follow. Click that heart button. You don't want to miss Rue streams. Rue does a great job and is always very inspiring and super chill. These hermit crabs are a delight. I love, love, love like the combination of your like painty sort of like coloring style and like this like hatching, this like, yeah, it's like a value / coloring effect. I really, really like it. It has a really fun texture to it, and it makes these sketches feel extremely active in a way that I really enjoy. You love it. Aw, Raga. Yeah, basically, Rue is one of our mods, but also a very accomplished artist, and I highly recommend following if you aren't already. Lovely job. Do we have a hermit crab? Nope. Let's see if I can find one. A crab? No, that's close enough. Beautiful stuff. Oh, and a shell. Let's do a crab and a shell. We can make our own hermit crab. This one is from Gweg. Is this Craig? Chat. Oh yeah, 21 and single is the assumption, right? For all Twitch streamers. That is a funny joke that I enjoy, Miss Art Rules. Yeah, didn't you know everybody on Twitch is 21 and single? Obviously. You had time to do one study? Aw, thank you so much. It's fun to draw stuff. Yeah, thanks for rising to the challenge. This is a lovely, Craig, this is a lovely study. Really nice draftsmanship here. Lovely job with the contours and the shine. You really captured like these white sections. That patterning is really well implied in black and white here. Lovely job, Craig. This is awesome. Well done. Really well done. Lovely structure to it. Great. You have a great measuring eye, so like the proportions are really good. Yeah, this is fantastic. Great job. Lovely, lovely shell study. Here we have one from Dragonfire. I'm not sure if Dragonfire is still in the chat, but thank you for drawing along these lovely shells. Yeah, Craig did a great job, right? Dragonfire also, lovely structure, really nice like 3D structure on all of these, but especially this one. Something about where you put the highlight in relation to the shadow like really makes this one kind of pop. But the little highlights are a nice touch, and I really like that you did the contour like structure drawing to kind of break down the shell and think about the form. Really, really nice. Good job. And thank you so much for sharing. Yeah, everyone's doing such a good job. Chumpy! Welcome in, Chumpy! We are doing the show and tell for the art gym. How was your stream? What did you get up to? Everyone go follow Chumpy's sketchbook. We'll get you a shout out too so people can easily click that heart button. Thank you so much, Raga. How was your stream? You brought coffee? Excellent. I am getting a little sleepy. We've been going for a minute. We're trying to keep those numbers high for the partner push. So if anybody wants to come help lurk for the push, I'd really appreciate it. We'll get back to the last couple of art gym submissions in just a second, but I do want to introduce myself. My name is Casey, if you haven't been here before. I am an art streamer primarily. We did something today called the Art Gym. Basically is a study session, accountability session for artists, ! Art Gym if you want to learn more. Here was my shells for the day. The theme is to get the bad drawings out every single time. We do people, we do animals, we do environmental things, like architecture, vehicles, like pretty much anything that I don't draw normally is typically what I put as the Art Gym topic, but you can always draw anything from observation. And then we share it at the end, which is what you guys are in the middle of. Dracon, yeah, everyone's doing a great job. That's totally okay. Yeah, you can always do a study of anything you'd like. I just pick a random topic. Chumpy, if you have anything you want to share, feel free to drop a link in chat if you want to pay the art tax, as we say here on Art Twitch. I'd love to see. For anyone coming in on Chumpy's raid, my name is Casey, like I said, and I am pushing for partner. And here's why. I'll do my quick little spiel about it. I'm trying to get on the front page for Save the Vaquita Day. We did a charity stream for this last year, September 7th, and I realized the other day, I was like, shoot, if I want to apply to be on the front page, I have to be partner. And in order to be able to apply a month ahead of time, I have to be partnered by early August, which means I have to push for 2 months before that. So basically, I was like, well, it's now or never. So I'm kind of pushing for partner, but we're pushing with a porpoise. Cheesy joke that we've been saying. But this is why. So if you want to help, all you got to do is lurk. Raids actually count now for the view count, which is super helpful. I mean, if you want to be extra safe, you can double click my icon or take the URL, the raid part out of your URL and refresh, but supposedly the raids are counting now. So if you want to hang out and just help with the push and lurk, you can keep a tab up here if you're able to. That's awesome. If you can't, that's okay too. But feel free to mute the tab, but you just have to let the player keep playing unmuted, basically, to count as a lurk or a view. So thank you in advance to anybody who's willing to do that and help out with this effort. And if not, or if you can't, no worries. Like, I totally get it. But if you're able to, it would mean a lot to me. I also do illustration and sculpting, and I can show you some of that in a second, but let's see what Chumpy got up to. Stream was nice, got one thing done, and then was going to start on a new piece. But the paper was larger than you thought. That's fair. Well, if you have anything you want to share that's work safe, yeah, no rush. Drop a link in the chat whenever you're ready, Chumpy. I'll just introduce myself and show some of my work, and then we'll get back to the show and tell. But here is my portfolio, basically. I'm trying to get into kids' books, like middle grade, graphic novels, book covers, board games, that kind of genre of illustration. And this is typically the kind of work you'll see me working on stream. So if you like hanging out with artists while they work, I tend to be a babbler, so sorry in advance for the yapping. If that's not your vibe, it's okay. But we talk about animals a lot. We talk about, I don't know, all kinds of things. But here's a piece I like to spotlight right now because it features the vaquita. This is the animal that I'm trying to help bring awareness about. If you want some free vaquita emotes like the ones you've seen in chat, just type !Ko-fi, and you can find those for free. No donation required. But yeah, this is sort of what I do. So if you like animals, if you like watching painters work digitally, I do sometimes do traditional, like we did some watercolor streams of like plein air the other day. I've done oil painting co-streams. I haven't done it by myself yet, but I've been trying to like dip my toe into traditional media as well. So you can kind of hang out for that journey if you'd like to. But most of the time I'm working digitally, making prints of my stuff, getting ready for cons. I actually applied to TwitchCon this year, so we'll see if I get in. I have a graphic novel, !Drift, if you want to go read that on Tapas or Webtoons. I dabble in creature design, so we kind of do a variety around here, but if you like creature design... Oop, don't save, hold on. That was my computer, sorry guys. But first Wednesday of the month we do sea slug dragons, so chat gets to pick a sea slug and I'll design a dragon or a dragon type creature like these, based on that. And yeah, that's pretty much what I do. So here's those, and then this one we did a sculpture of, so here is the sculpt. You can compare here. So I do sell sculptures on the Ko-fi. I also sell them at conventions. But there's a few here in the studio that I'll be taking with me to TwitchCon, hopefully. So anyway, that's what I do. Thanks for listening. We're finishing up at the art gym right now, but let's see what Chumpy got up to. There is a lovely porpoise behind the partner push. I like that too. Wait, that didn't open anything. Ooh, is that a really large file? Oh no, here we go. Okay, so you've got two things that you were working on today. So here's what Chumpy was working on traditionally. Lovely, is this watercolor? I think. Lovely watercolor painting here that looks relatively finished, or did you say you're still finishing it? Watercolor, okay. Been getting ready for some Game of Shrooms. I don't know what that is. With mushroom painting, so that sounds fun. Here's a lovely architectural drawing. This architecture is so hard for me. Man, straight lines, you guys. I cannot I just lose interest almost instantly when I'm drawing them, but I really appreciate this kind of work in other people. Thank you for sharing. This is really cool looking. Good luck finishing it too. Yeah, it looks great, right? Good, right? These are both awesome. If you aren't following Chumpy's sketchbook and you like watching traditional artists work live on Twitch, go give a follow. Game of Shrooms is a hiding mushroom-themed art. Oh, maybe I have heard of this. You find them and you take them home. It's like an art hide-and-seek, like a treasure hunt or something. That's super. I've heard of things like this. Have you heard of letterboxing by chance? Easy follow, perfect. Good right hook. We love to see it. Yeah, that's really fun. Well, good luck getting your stuff done. You can't draw straight lines. I struggle with them too. I use like the straight line tools digitally, and then a ruler if I'm working traditionally. But it's not that I can't. It's just that I don't enjoy. My brain wants everything to be circles and very like organic. So I struggle with like keeping my interest on things that are super structured. That's the problem I have that I need to work through. But this is looking great so far, Chumpy. Thank you so much for sharing these, and folks, make sure that you go follow.
Yeah, a safety pin looks really nice, right? Worldwide, yeah, I think I've heard of this. Yeah, you've jogged my memory on that. So for anyone coming in from the raid, again, thank you to anyone who's decided to lurk or give a new streamer a chance. We're actually doing a wrap-up for the art gem. So if anybody can just hang on and lurk a few more minutes, we're going to look at the last few submissions, and then we're probably actually going to have to raid out here in a minute. Let's see. Oops, I just messed everything up. Hold on. How do I fix that? Save. I just dropped my art gem. There it is. Ah! What's going on? Aw, Dally! Dally, thank you so much for the 5 months of... Dally, that's really generous. You don't have to do that, but I really appreciate it. Oh, that's a good point. You just reminded me, the sub-zoo. We need to check and see if that got lost yesterday. So, Dally, if you want to be in the sub-zoo, if you're not already in there for this month, it's a kaiju theme. I went through and wrote all of them down. I don't remember if I have your name on here yet. If not, let me know if there's a kaiju or a monster that you'd like to be. We're doing this thing where, as a thank you to subs this month, where I'm doing the sub-zoo. It's kaiju themed. Actually, let's check that really fast. I'm gonna close these. And then we're gonna see if I can get Clip Studio to open without crashing. Wish me luck. Let's check. Oh, that's right, you're Mothra. Well, since you just resubbed, do you want me to add something to Mothra? I did color it. Freaks me out a little. Oh no. Guys, my heart is in my stomach right now. Okay, when it opened this blank illustration after crashing, I was like, crap. Because that's the same background color. Okay, we're just going to close that. Okay. Okay, I think we didn't lose anything. Thank goodness. Whew. Okay, so here we are, chat. So here's Dally. Dally, do you want me to add anything to Mothra? Or if you'd like to gift your doodle to somebody else in chat, I can totally draw somebody else. Or if you were just subbing for generosity, that's fine too. But let me know if you want to claim your subdoodle to add anything to your Mothra. Here's your little Mothra doodle. You want a tiny crown? Absolutely. We'll do that right now so I don't forget. And also to just celebrate the fact that I didn't lose any of this. Okay. Yeah, everything's mostly on the right layer. Okay, phew. Let's change that to line. And we're gonna do a little crown. So if anybody who subs in the month of June, we're doing a kaiju-themed sub-zoo. So, yeah. Basically you sub or gift a sub to be added as a subdoodle, or you can gift your subdoodle to somebody. If you do 5 gift subs at once, then you get a color, which is what Dally did. So Dally got to add something for doing another sub. And here we go. We're gonna give you a little crown. Little crown. Here we go. Little golden crown for Mothra. So cute. Thank you again, Dally, so much for subbing and yeah, for just being around. I hope you're having a good day. And thanks for coming and hanging out. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody. We're gonna do a little sparkle on the crown, even though you didn't ask for that. I don't know if it'll read like a sparkle, but it's supposed to be a sparkle. Make it kind of shiny. Hold on. Might be too small for that to read. Let's try one more time. There you are. Do a little bit of a brownish for the gold, maybe? Go. Hopefully that reads as a crown. There you go. Little crown for Mothra. We'll do a little sparkle in the eye there too. Everything is shiny. Thank you so much, Dally. I appreciate you. And we saved. You guys, everything's saved. And just to be safe, we're going to save a second copy. Kaijun. Sub-Zoo. There we go. We have 2 copies now of this file in case this one crashes. We had it for anyone who missed it yesterday. Right as I ended stream, I was trying to save this as we raided in, and Clip Studio crashed. And I was like, well, crap. So I thought maybe this would have been totally messed up. But now we've got 2 copies, so at least I don't have to go all the way back and fix anything. But thank you, Dally. I really appreciate that. So we are going to wrap up the art gym here and look over the last couple of submissions. So we have one from Good Right Hook doing some studies. We have White Lotus with Dally Say. Nice. Yeah, Dally Say's been doing a ton of studies from that. Lovely job with the expression and the proportion on this. Looks really great. It's a really funny image. Really nice. Nice work. Paying attention to the details and the values and the proportion. Ooh, these are fun gestures. I like how you did a line heavy one and then a scribble gesture. Scribble gestures are a lot of fun. If people have never done those before, it can help you to focus on form a lot and kind of loosen up with your line work. And then a value study of the same. Do you guys notice how it's 3 iterations of the same pose? This is a really helpful thing to do. Like if you're struggling with drawing from observation, do a few different passes and even try different styles of mark making. It can really help you like to see, like train your brain to actually see the form and not get caught up on the implied lines, especially if you're working from 2-dimensional reference. It's much easier in some ways to not do that when you are working from like an actual observed thing in life. But when you're working from photos like this, it's very easy to just do the outline and just copy instead of study. So great job trying to break that down. Great right hook. Very impressive stuff. Yeah, and then you have this lovely study here of this little seashell. Super cute. This is a cute little seashell. These all look great. Thank you so much for sharing and for participating. It's always fun to see. And yeah, you guys, if you're not hanging out with Dally, also been doing a ton of studies. If you're struggling with portraiture, go check out Dally Streams. Has been doing a bunch of those. There we are. Thank you so much, Good Right Hook. I appreciate you participating. Ooh, overambitious. I feel that, Sloppy Salamander. I also was overambitious and tried to do this shell. I love the way yours came out, though. Oh my gosh, look at the little striations. Oh, Sloppy, you did such a good job with this. What medium did you use? Is this watercolor? With none of the tools necessary. I don't know about that. This looks great. Is this pastels? Watercolor? I'm not sure what you're working in. But it looks really good. Wow, really nice job. I love the way you rendered the patterning. It's more of like an impressionistic take, but you still nailed the color section, like the sections of color. The little details and ridges are there. I think it's really cool. Here's the reference Sloppy was working from, but really nice stuff. Sloppy, thank you so much for sharing. Better? Fundamentally not understand. It's possible, but I think you're doing a great job. I don't know. I think you really nailed like the planes right here. And I definitely feel like the value, like this one feels like it captures the form really well. But yeah, great stuff. Were you working on watercolor pencils? Okay, I thought there was a pencil involved because I saw these lines. I was like, what is Sloppy using to get these lines and textures? That makes sense. Watercolor pencil. Also very handy if you're like working on the go. I don't think Sloppy streams, but Sloppy does a great job. Let's heart these things. Lovely stuff. Lovely stuff. Oh, and Dally was doing the same study here. Nice. Lovely job. See, this is what you guys are missing out on if you're not following Dally. So we'll give Dally a shout out here too. Yeah, let us know if you ever start to stream, Sloppy. Can't afford the internet plan. Yeah, that's fair. Cause you mostly draw, you said at work. Like when there's no one in there, I presume. Yeah, $300 a month is definitely not worth it. So here's the reference, and then here is the study. Great job with the hair. I love like the rough gesture of the background, and then the focus of. That's a great art trick for those who don't know it, is to kind of do a lighter pass on the background so that the foreground stuff really pops. Really good job with the values, and the hair texture looks beautiful. Love it. Great lighting, great proportion, lovely structure, Dally. Again, guys, if you're not following Dally Say MT, you're missing out. Make sure that you do, so that you can draw along and practice your own. They do a ton of portrait studies. So if you're like me and you struggle with portrait, get in there and go work out, get your art gym on with Dally. And thank you so much for sharing, Dally. This looks fantastic. Thank you, everybody, for sharing, and thank you especially, everybody, for hanging on through a really long art gym stream. I know I was going to go a little longer. I didn't know we'd go this much longer, but that's okay. I really appreciate the support. I am going to take a screenshot of my studies that I did, and I'm going to put them in the art gym section. So if anybody, I'm actually just going to do this first one because I didn't really finish. I'm going to finish this one off stream. That one's not done yet, so I may post that one in there too. But I'm going to post this one because this is the one that I finished. And anything that's posted below this seashell is what we will show tomorrow after the art gym. So let's look and see what the schedule says. There's a stream schedule section in the Discord. So hold on, I can't type and talk at the same time is what I've learned. So if you go over here to the stream schedule, it'll tell you what tomorrow's plan is if you wanted to start now or if you just wanted to plan for tomorrow. But anything posted below my study, it just basically means like this is the line, so we haven't shared anything after this. But if you go over here to stream schedule, I did post a June schedule finally. Finally had time yesterday to sit down and do it. Oh, and that's right. Tomorrow is World Lynx Day. So if you didn't know, I like to put little fun animal days and like stuff that I think would be a fun study topic. Like we've had like World Mountain Day or World whatever. So tomorrow we're going to do lynxes specifically. I don't think I've ever studied lynxes specifically like this. So this will be really fun. If you want to come back tomorrow at 9 a.m. Mountain Time for the push or just to do an art gem warm-up, again, you don't have to draw lynxes if that doesn't speak to you, but feel free to join me to do something for studies tomorrow, and then we'll share it at the end. Kitties! Exactly. Exactly. No, thank you for being here, Miss Art Rules. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Aw, look at you. Compliments are fuel for artists. That's true. We do. We beat ourselves up a lot. Yeah. Your kindness, your willingness. Oh, well, thank you. That's really kind of you to say. Good right hook. Thank you for being here. If you've never heard, maybe we should listen to a Lynx recording tomorrow. Anyway, happy early World Lynx Day if you want to join us tomorrow for that. I'll probably try and get some Lynx references in my feline folder. I think I have a few, but I might need to buff it up a little bit. So, anyway, thanks everybody for being here. We're going to switch to the outro. I really appreciate everybody's patience and just willingness to lurk for this long, honestly. I hope we were able to keep those numbers above 100 for long enough after the raids and stuff. I'm hoping that balanced out the lower numbers this morning. So I'll let you know in the Discord if we hit that number for today. If we did, I think it's the first or maybe second stream that we needed to be 75 average or more for the second half of the push. So I really appreciate you guys hanging out. I will not Chrissy, I will not be streaming this afternoon. So on Tuesdays are the oddball. It's like the day I don't do 2 streams. I just do 1. So we do sometimes go a little longer on this day for that reason. But I do the morning streams Monday through Wednesday. So here's my schedule if anybody wants to look at it. And you can also look at the stream schedule in the Discord too if anyone needs a reminder. So I do the afternoon streams on Mondays and Wednesdays. But every single morning, at least that I can stream, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, I do the art gem. Yeah. So thank you to all the follows today. Thank you for the sub, Dally. Thank you to the cheers from Queen. I appreciate that. And of course, my moderators, you guys were awesome. Thank you for hanging out so long. And thanks for teaming up and making a new art gem command. If you guys missed it, we now have an art gem command. So if you ever need a reminder about what the art gem is, thank the mods. They made that today. And gosh, thank you for the raids from Struble, from Gracie, from Blank Coyote. We had so many awesome artists and streamers come in today, and Chumpy and Tommy and Nostalgia Trash. Anybody who stuck around from those raids, thank you so much, and a huge, big, mega thanks to the lurkers. I super appreciate you guys. Like, you guys lurking is the reason that I'm able to push for partner. So thank you so much to anyone who has suggested me for a raid target or helped spread the word. There's all my socials, thanks to Maze, if anyone needs them, and also my Discord if you want to hang out in between streams. I'll be back tomorrow, 9 a.m. Mountain Time for the art gem. And we will be looking at, like I just said, lynxes for the Lynx Day. Ooh, who should we raid? There's so many good folks on right now. You know what? Let's go say hi to Be at Easel. Easel has been lurking so much and been so supportive, and I love hanging out with Easel. Easel is a family-friendly art streamer as well, so if you're lurking with kids or at work, you have absolutely nothing to worry about here, and we haven't had a chance to raid Easel in a while. So let's go say hi to Easel. They are doing just a beautiful, hyper-realistic oil painting right now, and we have a raid call now too. Look at that. My mods are amazing, making calls for me because I don't have time or I forget, mostly forget. So if you like, there is the raid call we have. I may eventually do a few options. I just don't know how to make it to where it like brings up multiples, but I'll figure it out. But there's the one we have if you want to copy that raid call and paste it in there when we raid in, or if you don't have a sub and you don't have access to those emotes, feel free to swap it out for your own emotes. And also, another thank you to all the patrons showing up below my image right here. I really appreciate you guys helping me out, supporting on Patreon. If anybody would prefer to support that way, there's my Patreon link right there. So Go check that out. You can also follow there for free and just get like updates and stuff. So let's go say hi to Isel. I appreciate you guys hanging out, and come say hi to her real quick before you leave. I want you guys to stick it out through the raid if you haven't met Isel before. She's great. And I'll see you guys later. Thank you, Mur. I appreciate that follow. You're so awesome. I appreciate you. All right, we'll see you over there at Isel's, guys.